The Skyline High football team is undefeated in its last 20 games and comes into the 1998 season as one of the top-ranked teams in the Bay Area. A loss tonight would certainly put a bruise on Titan pride.
If we can keep our composure and play like we think we can play, then we can walk out of here with a victory.
James Logan High School is perennially one of the best football teams in the North Coast section, finishing as the Division 4A runners-up last year. The Colts would like nothing more than to gallop off with a victory against Skyline and go one-up in a budding rivalry that is tied at 2 wins apiece.
This is going to be on Bay TV. You know, they're a little pumped about that.
Get ready for a head-on collision as these two powerhouses square off tonight as Friday Night Football kicks off once again on Bay TV. Live from James Logan High School in Union City, this is Friday Night Football tonight. It's the Skyline Titans of Oakland against the James Logan Colts of Union City. Bay TV Friday Night Football is brought to you by McDonald's, the home of the 89-cent values. Come to McDonald's today for a delicious McDouble McChicken or Western Omelet McMuffin. 89 cents every day, only at McDonald's. Welcome, everybody, to James Logan High School. Tonight, a great matchup between two top Bay Area teams. Skyline, currently ranked number 2, according to the Examiner, in all of Bay Area high school football. And at number 9, the James Logan Colts. Should be a fantastic matchup. And once again, alongside is the former Chicago Bear and Stanford All-American Brad Muster. Everybody talks about that De La Salle winning streak at, 76-game, Brad, but Skyline, not too bad themselves.
That's right. John Beam's got his squad up to 20 and counting, but perhaps more impressively, he's been undefeated in league play in this decade. On the other side of the ball, Neil Fromson has taken his team to the NCS Finals the last 3 years, only to lose to that De La Salle team.
Something about the Skyline Titans, too. They always seem to have really good athletes. They make it to the professional ranks. The catcher for the Giants, Brian Johnson, he's also the former Stanford quarterback, currently with San Francisco. And right now, they got a pretty big guy on that defensive line. Looks like he's headed big time.
They sure do. They got a few guys they expect to go on, but Omar Nazell is one of the main attractions for this Skyline team. Recorded 16 sacks last year, and they expect big things again out of him this year.
Yeah, and speaking of big, our sideline reporter, Leila Feinstein, has a pretty good report on that huge Skyline offensive line. Leila.
Dennis, one of the things to watch out for in tonight's game is the battle in the trenches. Now, offensively and defensively, Logan is much smaller and outsized by Skyline. Take, for example, number 55, Patrick Goodwin. Now, he plays defensive tackle for Logan. He's 5'8" and weighs only 180 pounds. That means he's outweighed by at least 60 pounds by just about any player on Skyline's offensive front. How's he going to deal with that difference in size? He tells me it's his speed that'll matter, and some of the other players tell me that he has a motor that doesn't quit, hence his nickname, the Energizer Bunny. Now, we'll have to wait and see throughout the game to see if his speed can make up for his size. But let me tell you this, just a few minutes ago, he told me, Leila, if he can't catch me, he can't hurt me. Back to you, Dennis.
Thank you very much, Leila. Kickoff between Skyline and James Logan is coming up. Welcome back, everybody, to James Logan High School on a very pleasant Friday evening here in Union City. You remember last week, Brad, it was freezing. The fog was pouring in from the Pacific Ocean, but very pleasant conditions tonight. And what we think is going to be a pretty good ball game and a neat story for James Logan against Skyline. The two coaches actually go back an awful long way. In fact, they met when they were 15 years old playing senior league baseball.
Yeah, it's an interesting confrontation. They were two outstanding San Diego area players, and it's senior league baseball, about 15 years old. John Beam was tearing down third baseline. Neil Fromson was the catcher. Big collision, and I got on good authority that John Beam scored the winning run there.
Yeah, and you only talk to him. Well, they're having the point flip at midfield, and they'll decide who's going to kick off right now. And interesting, again, last week we talked about contrasting offenses. One team last week liked to run the ball, and Reardon, they won the game. And Sacred Heart was a pro-style offense, and they were not able to execute. Tonight, the same type of thing. Skyline is a team with a pro offense versus a very run-oriented team in James Logan. I guess in high school, you always look for a team that can execute. And do you favor a team that just likes to run it?
Well, executing the running game is a lot easier than a quarterback dropping back and trying to figure out where his pass receivers are going to be, what coverage it is. So definitely, as far as the offense is concerned, the running game is a little easier to control. You get those linemen blasting out. If you beat your linemen on the defensive end, you're going to get some good yardage. But we're not going to see that big transition or difference in the styles because we don't have the Maryland T this week.
Okay, it looks like James Logan's won the tip. They elected to receive the football, and there is Neil Fromson. And Neil, according to his opposing coach tonight, John Beam, Neil is a sandbagger, Brad. In practice, Neil said, oh man, it doesn't look good. We're banged up, we're injured. And he was really playing his chances down tonight.
Yeah, you wouldn't think he's compiled a 94-26 record. Talking to him this week, he's saying it doesn't matter what the scoreboard shows. We just want to go out and improve. But I tell you what, you don't get to 3 NCS finals without having some talent and some explosive players on your side of the ball.
You sure don't. Now let's go down to our sideline reporter. Did a great job last week. I'm sure she'll do it again this week. Leila Feinstein.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Well, we're out here, and you know, the excitement is growing here tonight. Now, just a few minutes ago, I spoke with Logan's coach, Neil Fromson. He told me that normally each year they have at least 1 or 2 players that gets recruited to a Division X college program. However, that's not the case this year. In fact, they don't really have any star players. I talked with some of the players on Logan's team, and they told me that really there's no one player that can break this game wide open for them. Instead, the way to win the game tonight is to work like a team, to work together, use that teamwork that they've been working on for the last few weeks. They said that's the only way that they are going to win this game tonight. We'll see if it works. Back to you, Dennis.
Okay, Leila, thank you very much. By the way, we have a slight delay here on the dock of the bay, and the reason is an exciting junior varsity game was played here just before, and the James Logan Colts able to pull that one out 32-21, Brad, and you, of course, played a lot of high school football. Your dad was a coach for the San Rafael Bulldogs. Do you ever read into what maybe a JV team does before a game, and maybe does that ever carry over into the varsity?
Very rarely. You get an idea of what the opposition is going to do because you want your JV program to run the same thing as your varsity program so that they get prepared. But if you have any real studs, any sophomores that can play football, you usually bring them right up to the varsity level. So it's not really a good indication what's going to happen.
I haven't mentioned to you about your dad, but I used to do play-by-play out in Marin. Your dad was always out there. I think you were Marin Catholic, right?
No, I was San Marin High School.
San Marin. Is your dad still coaching?
No, he's not. He retired a few years ago and is just enjoying his time now with his grandkids.
Okay, here is the national anthem. National anthem as played by the Logan Marching Band, and I should say that's only about 50 or 60 members of the band tonight. Normally they have the Bay Area's largest, over 200 members of the Logan Marching Band. And in speaking with Merv Harris, the great prep writer for the San Francisco Examiner before the game, James Logan is a huge school. They have a student body of about 4,000 and a beautiful facility here in Union City, and the reason is when they were building this community, they, instead of building a few different high schools, Brad, they decided to build one big one, and boy is it big. It's just a great place. AstroTurf field and a beautiful track surrounding it, big stands, good place to watch a football game.
It sure is. We got the visiting stands, look like some home teams or some other schools' home stands. Nice atmosphere again, a lot of student body out here support their teams.
So receiving for James Logan as they get ready to take the kick. Deshaun Dixon and Markel Turner. There were even a couple of injuries on their receiving team today. And so they've had to change that up just a little bit. J. Ryan Paiso cut his finger in pregame warm-up, so he is not in the lineup. They don't know if he will return, but he was scheduled to receive on kickoff. That's not going to happen. Kicking for Skyline, Antonio Polito will kick off as we're just about ready to get underway. Again, a matchup of the number 2 ranked team in the San Francisco Bay Area, according to the Examiner. The Skyline Titans riding a 20-game win streak, second in the Bay Area to De La Salle's 76. And of course, James Logan ranked number 9. So this should be a good one. By the way, De La Salle streak is on the line tonight. They're at Nevada Union up in Grass Valley, playing a little football in the country tonight. We'll try and update that for you periodically throughout tonight's game. So Polito set to kick off, and we are underway at James Logan High School, and he completely missed that one. Not a good kick, taken at about the 15-yard line by Brian Ferrari, and he's down at the 30. And here comes James Logan, led by quarterback Otis Amy, a 5'8", 150-pound junior. We got somebody shaken up out on the field for Skyline on the kickoff return.
First attempt on the 29-yard line. Central penalty.
And officials had to call a timeout before we can discover what the injury situation is. So not a good beginning for the Titans. By the way, Skyline, we were practiced there on Tuesday, and Skyline was really banged up. They didn't even practice on defense because they had no healthy linebackers. And I remember the coach, John Beam, saying, hey, listen, don't let the opposition know that if you don't mind.
Well, we didn't let them know until now, but yeah, having three guys injured, not being able to practice your defense would tend to crimp your game plan. Hopefully all those guys are healthy and they're ready to go tonight.
So let's take a look at the lineups for tonight's game. The backs and receivers for the James Logan Colts. Gabe Bondano, a halfback. Greg Roney, the fullback tonight. Romeo Marquez, the tight end. Eugene Brooks, the split end. The flanker is Brian Bowman. Tell you about their offensive philosophy in just a moment. On the offensive line, Amal Dillon, John Fernandez, Clint Trixner, Maurice Hines, and Victor Perez. And once again, they time out. The player injured on the field is Leave. It's Terrence Hudson. It's difficult to see his number, but obviously he is in pain. Got Leela down on the field. Hopefully she'll find out what that injury is, but appears to be either number 28 or 24. Try and zero in there. Let's take a look at the defensive unit for the Titans. Jamal Jones, Jerry Bailey, David Fafita, and Omar Nazal is listed as a defensive end, but we understand now he may be moved to start the game at linebacker. So they play a 4-3 with Maurice Sapp, Clifton Hill, and Martin Ivey, the strong linebacking core. And then Dominic Shaw, Terrence Hudson, David Bush, and Humphrey Garrett, your defensive backfield for what we think is a pretty good Skyline defense.
Yeah, we got to keep our eye out for Dominic Shaw. He's being recruited, we understand, by Ohio State, and he'll play both sides of the ball. They like to throw on the goal line pass on the offense, and he was an all-league performer last year on defense, coming up with 5 interceptions. So he's the guy we got to keep an eye out for also.
Does this look like two head coaches to you, Brad, who really didn't like each other when they were 15 years old?
No, I can't believe that one of them ran over the other there. John Bean probably reliving that moment right now, but just a moment of levity before the game here, before they get into regular contact. But there's something about playing on AstroTurf that kind of bugs me at this level. I'm not sure this is an AstroTurf type injury, but you really, these young people have very underdeveloped bodies, even though they're 16, 17, 18 years old, and you might see a lot of knee injuries. So I'm a little concerned about high school players playing on AstroTurf.
Okay, 11:56 left to go in the first quarter. We have an injury timeout on the field. We're going to come back after a brief timeout. Welcome back to Union City, everybody. James Logan High School on the initial kickoff of the game. As we get a look at the cheerleaders for James Logan High School, there was an injury on the field, and the coaches and trainers are surrounding the player, and we can't be positive. We believe it might be Terrence Hudson, but as you can see, it's difficult to ascertain his number. Leela Feinstein has gone over there, so in a moment we'll get some kind of injury update. But I guess, Brad, if you can't carry him off the field at this point, you would have to assume it's a significant injury.
Yeah, well, they're looking around the midsection there, so, you know, that could be, I'm not going to speculate here, but they're not doing anything with the knees or the leg area. Maybe you got the helmet to the side, and well, let's see what it is.
Okay, let's go down to the field. Leela's got an update.
That's right. I just spoke with Coach Beam, and he tells me that it is Terrence Hudson, number 28, a junior. He dislocated his elbow. They're waiting right now for a doctor to get him off the field, and we will keep you updated as we get more information. Back to you, Dennis.
Okay, Leela, thank you very much. And Brad, you mentioned the players playing on AstroTurf, and it's something you don't like. And obviously, I don't have opinion. I'm just a Bay TV play-by-play guy. I don't know who invented that stuff, but they ought to just get rid of it, period.
I think so. I mean, it's a maintenance wonder. You don't have to water it or anything. You never have to mow it. But as far as injuries, I mean, it's pretty well documented. I think the NFL did a study, and a lot of teams had changed and are continuing to change. Kansas City has changed to the grass field. Before I got to Chicago, it was AstroTurf, but they changed the year I got there, fortunately for me. And I'd be willing to bet he probably got hit, put his arm down here, and with the hard surface, the hard thud, popped that elbow right out.
Yeah, Terrence is 5'8", 170-pounder, and he hit it pretty good, so it looks like he is definitely going to come out of the ball game. If you are just joining us, we are at James Logan High School. There is an injury on the field, and we're getting ready to play between Skyline, ranked number 2 in the Bay Area by the San Francisco Examiner, against James Logan, currently ranked number 9.
That's going to be a big loss for him because Terrence was an outside running back for him, a backup, but he has tremendous speed, and I like to use him to get outside and break down defenses. So that could be a costly one on the year for Skyline.
Yeah, we should mention, as you pointed out, Jason Walton in the starting backfield for Skyline. He's actually the 3rd or even 4th string running back, so they're thin at that position as it is. And so Terrence is injured and probably lost for the game. All right, we are just about ready to go on the offensive side of the ball for James Logan. In the backfield, Gabe Van Donnell and Craig Roney. Otis Amy is the quarterback. They start out in the I. 2 receivers split, and they hand it off to the running back right away. That is Gabe Van Donnell, a 5'7", 160-pound sophomore, tackled by Steve Arasamoah on the defensive line for Skyline. Picks up about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Actually, he lost about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Once again, they go into the I. Amy may be in a passing situation here. Receivers Eugene Brooks and Brian Bowman. And he goes back to pass, looking to the right side. Intercepted there by Dominic Shaw, and Shaw may go all the way. He'll return it for a touchdown for Skyline. So that didn't take.
Taken in the end zone.
And now they will do kick for the extra point. Toledo will kick the ball. It is placed down. The kick is up. It is good. And with 11-11 left to go in the first quarter, look at the scoreboard. It is the Skyline Titans 7, the James Logan Colts nothing.
Here we get to see it again here. It's the defense that makes the play. Clifton Hill coming in, forcing the quarterback to come to his pass early. Dominic Shaw stepping in and making the play. That's a defensive philosophy of Skyline. They play man-to-man defense, and they'll bring 7, sometimes 8 guys.
Yeah, he said they were going to bring the kitchen sink, and we saw it on the first time. Okay, back to you to receive. Deshaun Dixon, Markel Turner, Antonio Polito will do the kicking off for the Titans, who kind of brought a shock to this crowd. Pretty good one. will be Dixon taking the ball at about the 10-yard line, across the field, now comes up the middle, got some running room, finally tackled at about the 25-yard line, brought down by Phil Grace. And here comes the offense once again.
The way to combat a striking, blitzing defense is you got to hit them with quick hits up the middle, quick slant routes, make them bend that defense, all right? You got to go over the top with it, hit the deep pass, hit the slant routes, and hit the quick hitters up the middle in the running game.
Okay, Amy brings it out his offensive team once again in the I formations. Two receivers, Brooks and Bauman, lined up on the left-hand side. O'Donnell and Roney are the backs, and this time it's the option. Amy going to run it out, swing it out, and he gets hit, thrown for a loss of about a yard, brought down by Jamal Jones. So Amy trying to use that athletic ability that they talk so much about. Comes from a family, actually, of great athletes, Brad.
Yes, he sure does. Otis Amy, a junior. Coach Neil Fromson says I have to have my best athlete at quarterback, and he believes Otis Amy is. He got outside, but the speed of the Skyline defense catching up to him and bringing him down for no gain.
Yeah, Amy's brother Vince on the Raiders practice squad, also a 3.5 student, but he's in trouble now. Second down, 10 yards to go. They get a single back set. And they hand it off at O'Donnell, and he breaks a tackle. Got the running room off the left-hand side. He's at the 40. He's at midfield. Cuts back at about the 47-yard line. Finally brought down there by Skyline, but a big run as Phil Grace has to make what looked like a touchdown-saving tackle.
Here we go. We get number 30, Finley, taking the handoff and a little counter move, breaking outside, and if it's not for Dominic Shaw, good speed to cut him off and making him cut back into the middle of the field, he might have had 6.
Yeah, Finley only brought down his big back on the play, was able to break it up. And with 10-14 left right now, Skyline leading 7-0, and we got a penalty that came down on the play. So it was brought back about 15 yards. That must have happened after the flag, Brad?
Well, when you get a penalty downfield, maybe blocking behind the back, they take it from the end of the play. So with the big run, they mark it back from the end of the play, and it becomes 1st and 10.
39-yard line, 1st and 10.
So they'll mark it at the 39-yard line.
Finley's the usual starter. He had some injuries, and that's why O'Donnell was in there early, but Finley looking healthy there.
He sure did. Finley is in the game now. They go with the back out of the I formation, and now the referees are going to talk it over.
Just going to go with the 10-yard penalty. Okay. First down!
Nord is in at the fullback position. Finley is the tailback, and they give it to Finley again, and he busts through for about 4 yards. Definitely looks like more of a power runner than O'Donnell was to start the game. Martin Ivey makes the stop.
Well, both Finley and Nord were nursing injuries early on through practice, and that's why they weren't in the starting group. But second series, you're down 7-0. You get your best athletes out in the field, and Finley and Nord both in the backfield now.
So 9:40 now left to go, 7-0. Skyline. Titans in front. Interception return by Dominic Shaw. Be second down at about 6 yards to go. We got 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. He's looking right, quick slant over the middle, incomplete.
PI.
Intended for Brian Bowman, and that'll be. Yeah, throw a flag on the play.
That's pass interference there on Dominic Shaw. Here we go. They get the heat again. Hall up in the middle. Shaw trying to step in again, but this time the receiver makes a good job to get between himself and the defender, make the easy catch. Shaw had to bust it up, and he did so by running over the offensive player. That's a penalty and a first down automatically.
And they move the ball and the chains into Skyline territory. They'll mark it at the 42-yard line, where Logan will have it 1st and 10. They trail 7-0, 9:24 left to go in the first quarter.
Pass interference against the Titans. Moves the ball down in the Titans territory. 1st and 10.
Now they go with 2 receivers. Amy hands it off, or keeps it, and is thrown back on the option play, and once again a flag in the defensive backfield. Jerry Bailey got in there to make the hit on Amy.
Jerry Bailey.
Okay. White captain! White captain!
And obviously, well, it certainly appears that it's going to be against James Logan. They're talking to the Titans.
And probably an illegal block downfield, but here it is, Bailey coming upfield, an all-league performer as an offensive man last year, playing both sides of the ball this year.
Against block. Still second down.
Holding call against the Colts.
So it's a holding call against James Logan, and it's funny, we've gone into Skyline territory twice now, Brad, only to have the ball brought back. So Neil Thompson can't be too happy with the penalties being called against his team right now.
You expect to see those first game out of the blocks here for both teams. You expect some penalties, maybe some breakdowns, but you got to limit those if you want to be successful on opening night.
So it'll be first down and 20 yards to go. They'll go with the single back. Amy's got 3 receivers in there now, and he goes back to pass. In trouble. Look out, under pressure, and he'll finally be brought down. Initial pressure was put on by Omar Nazel, the big man we talked about, and then Maurice Sapp came in to finish him off.
Nazel and Sapp doing the job with the sack here. They brought 7 again, and you only got 6 to block, and we see the halfback Finley releasing, so that's only 5 on 7 there. It doesn't give your quarterback much option to get that ball away.
You know, Brad,
really quick.
Hey, no surprise in what we're seeing here as far as defensively and bringing the kitchen sink. If you're James Logan at this point, you know what's coming. What do you do in passing situations?
Well, you got to hit the quick slant, but you got to make sure Dominic Shaw's not reading it and jumping in front of that. Otherwise, if you do think he's going to overplay it, throw it up top and let your receiver run under it.
Second down and under pressure again. Brought down is Amy. He's just had no time. That time a 2-step drop back, and it certainly didn't fool Steve Armsois. So James Logan's having a tough time trying to mount something offensively against the pressure.
Again, just coming off with the stunning defensive line, green linebackers. Tough to run that option if you don't have that presence up front to block those guys.
Okay, it's third down, and on the 37, 27 yards to go. Can you smell screen pass? I don't think so. And they'll hand the ball off just for a couple of yards. Looked like a loose ball on the field. Let's see if they called it a fumble or no. They called him down at the 40-yard line. Tackled by Martin Ivey. Nord carried the fullback, carried the ball, Nord. But he didn't get much. I guess a pretty conservative ball when you got 27 yards to go.
Yeah, 3rd and 27, not a bad call. Maybe you get Nord to hit it up in there and beat the defense getting to the secondary. But here now you just play field position. Don't turn the ball over. Let your punter do some work here.
Eugene Jones back to receive the kick.
It's away!
There goes the kick. And he takes it at about the 20-yard line. He'll go up the right side, gets a block, got some running room, breaks a tackle, now at the 36-yard line where he's thrown down there. Tackled by Markel Turner and Gabe Bondanel. So here comes the Skyline offense. First time we get to check them out today. They're 7 points, coming courtesy of an interception return by Dominic Shaw. Well, let's take a look at the offense for the Skyline Titans. Richard Lipa, the fullback. Jason Walton at running back. Chris Moffitt, Bailey, Block, Maw, and Jones on the offensive line. And here we go on 1st and 10. Patrick Lane, 6'2", 180 senior with Walton and Lipa, the running back, and they give it to Walton. Got a big hole up to the right side, finally dragged down at about the 47-yard line, but we might have holding. Markel Turner making the stop along with Tony Sandoval. That'll bring it back 10 yards against Skyline.
Holding against White. Still first down.
Okay.
Take a look at the defensive line for the James Logan Colts. Stevens, Ferreira, Ledesma, and Pat Goodwin. Linebackers, Nord, Newton, Marquez, and Wright. And you're the secondary, Deshaun Dixon, Tony Sandoval, Markel Turner. So it'll be first down and 20 yards to go. Patrick Lane hands the ball off to the fullback, Jason Walton. Same play, gets off right tackle and gets about 9 yards back, close to the 39, where Sandoval pushed him out of bounds, along with Markel Turner. We said before the game that they're going to start Jason Walton. He's not normally the number 1, but Walton is in there now.
Yeah, they like Walton's inside game. If they want to go outside, if they get behind, they might come in with Hudson. But Walton is showing that he can break it outside also.
Back to the I formation. 6:23 left to go. Skyline trying to strike again. The big man again. And once again, he goes off guard. This time hit by a couple of attackers. And he might have lost a couple of yards. Dominic Newton coming in to make the tackle. He bring up third down and 8 yards to go.
You start getting beat up top, you got to bring in some defenders. Here we can see a cornerback coming in, forcing Walton to break a tackle in the backfield, and then it's the defense able to come in and make the play. But you don't want to get beat up front early because it sets a tone for the entire football game.
So Patrick Lane, we're going to get a chance to watch him throw the ball. Played receiver last year. Doesn't have a lot of experience. Started 2 games at quarterback last year. John Beam says he got a strong arm, not very polished. And the trouble is throwing off balance on his feet. That's the thing he's got to learn. Back to back. Has a lot of time, and he throws out. And it's complete at the 49-yard line to Deontay Taylor. And they got the first down. Deshaun Dixon makes the tackle, but a big play. Showed some poise there at quarterback, Brad.
Lane showing good form there. He says foot. So we see him dropping back, planting that back foot, getting the hips open, throwing the ball on a strike to Taylor, making the catch, and a first down.
Interesting thing about Patrick Lane that John Beam was talking about, having played receiver, he says he's got a good feel for where the defensive backs are going to be.
That's probably true. You get a certain sense of how a receiver runs a route, and as a quarterback, that can be invaluable.
First down, 10 yards to go on the 49. They lead at 7-0. To the eye, hands it off to Walt. Gets up the middle and going for another loss. So Walt, the line of scrimmage brought down by Brian Ferreira. And we might have a fumble, and they didn't fumble the football and didn't see on the bottom of that pile, but Logan came up with it.
Well, Neil Fromson has seen enough of this running game. He's bringing his people now, 7 or 8, and there's the cough up, and a big fumble recovery by Marquez.
The Romeo Marquez, the 5'11", 180-pound senior, able to get in there and recover the football, and James Logan comes out to try and capitalize with just under 5 minutes left in the first period. Amy with 2 receivers on the left side, hands it up in the middle. Abe Van Donnell takes the carry, picks up maybe a couple of yards. The sophomore tackled there by Martin Ivey, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. There is the James Logan Band. As we mentioned, 200 members strong, but I don't think we have 200 tonight. Maybe about 50 or 60, but did a good job on that national anthem. Second down, 8 yards to go. On the option, and Amy's not going to have very much running room there. Maybe picked up a half a yard, or maybe one. Jamal Jones smelled that one out pretty quickly.
Carlson keeping his running backs fresh. He's got the platoon system going here with Ronnie and Bandinel as a group, Finley and Nord as the other, trying to make sure that when he gets people the ball, that they're fresh and they can break through this very aggressive,
You're on the
quick
team.
Skyline defense.
You're supposed to be on defense. You're not playing. You're on defense.
Neil Thompson back to his defense on the sideline. Amy back to pass. Under pressure now. Sal is throwing down. Came up off the outside, Brad. That was sheer speed. Looks definitely a player there. Omar Nazel, his second huge play, and that one comes on 3rd down, brings up a 4th.
This is why he's being recruited by all the Pac-10 schools, Big Ten schools, Nebraska. He's got speed, 6'5", 220 pounds, 16 sacks last year. Comes up with another one of many, I'm sure, this year.
Yeah, it's Roney trying to block him off, but almost a mismatch.
Oh, he's got this.
Garrett Jones back deep to receive the punt, and we got a flag down as a beautiful punt. It's going to be down to inside the 5-yard line. Let's see who it's against.
That's usually the offside area. I think they'll bring this back and make a punt again. Nazel almost got himself a block punt there.
Well, they'll have to do it again, and that's really too bad because the Colts were going to have the Titans pinned inside the 5-yard line, but the penalty is against the Colts, so let's do it over. Go down to the field now. Lila Feinstein has an update.
Well, I hear you guys talking about Omar Nazel. I just talked to him a little while ago. And you know, believe it or not, for a guy who's playing this well, he didn't start playing until 9th grade. That's right. His best friend and next-door neighbor, Jerry Bailey, who's the offensive lineman, he encouraged Omar to go out for the team in 9th grade. Only 4 years, but he is doing a heck of a job. Back to you, Dennis.
Lila Feinstein, thank you very much. I think you better give him 6% once that kid gets to the pros.
I think he's picked up the game pretty well.
Eugene Jones, now the only guy back deep, and Eugene takes it about the 24, bump of the football, and I think Skyline got it back at about the 30-yard line. Oh, that was nearly a big break for James Logan. Yeah, coming up with a football, luckily, Richard Leba.
Covered by Skyline.
We see it again. Big plays are going to happen in special teams, and if you're on the fumbling side here, you're holding your breath, hoping somebody can come up with that ball for you.
J. Ryan Paiso, number 7, got in there, probably yelling some friendly words of encouragement, huh? First down, 10 yards to go. 2:49 now left to go first period. Titans needed 7-0 on an interception return, but we haven't seen much since. Patrick Lane hands the ball out to the fullback. James Walton tries to get to the outside. Spin move to the 32-yard line where he's finally brought down. It's actually Humphrey Garrett in the ball game at running back. Humphrey Garrett normally third down back you like to bring in there, but Garrett able to spin and pick his way, maybe 2-yard gain, but really averted maybe a 2-yard loss. Brad, it'll be second down and about, well, I'll call it a long 8.
Yeah, pretty good run there by Garrett. I'm a little surprised that Walton isn't in the game. Usually you want to keep that confidence in your running back, and when you fumble and turn it over, you usually come right back to him. But Walton out of the game here, Garrett making the carry for short yardage.
Second down, 8 yards to go. That's now split. 2 receivers off to the right side. Lane back to pass.
It's away.
Ball is complete. And breaking tackles and all the way down to the 47-yard line. That's Devon Harding. So they've gone now with 3 backs. Riz Rodriguez finally makes the stop, and they get across midfield. Big first down play for Lane, getting a lot of time to pass the ball, Brad.
Again, Lane showing good technique here. I don't know what the coach was talking about, but stepping into that throw, Taylor making the catch and showing his athleticism, breaking tackles, 1, 2, 3, and they finally bring him down. Second time that Lane and Taylor have hooked up for big plays.
Yeah, and again, the coach saying that sometimes he has a tendency to throw off the wrong foot. I ain't seeing that right now.
It just shows he's a good athlete. He's got a strong arm, and right now he's got the technique down, and we might see a breakdown later, but I think he's got a strong enough arm to complete passes no matter what.
Big Jason Walton back in the backfield now for Skyline on first down and 10. They give it to him straight up the middle. He pulls his way down for about 5 yards. Tackled by Dominic Newton on the play, but he does pick up, well, we'll call it 4 and second down and 6.
This defense was a concern of Coach Frompson coming in. He thought maybe if he could sneak 12 players out, he would do it. But right now, Titans controlling the line of scrimmage.
And there's a timeout on the field with 1:07 left to go, and it's 7-0 the Titans lead. Jason Walton, he really looks like a big guy, a defensive back last year, but he's sure doing the job right now at fullback.
Yeah, 5'10", 210, he throws a lot of weight around.
Why is Ledesma not seeing a trainer when he comes off? Hey, when you're in cover 3 and you have a twin receiver
Jason,
on you,
they
you got to get wider.
told us coming in.
I know cover the twin, but yeah, I thought you
No, listen to
cover the twin so you can get to the flat.
There'll be a second down and 6 yards to go. Lane, once again, a lot of time. Throws it out. Oh, it's battered away at the last second. Intended for Lyle Coleman and knocked down by Sean Finley. Beautiful pass protection. Lane getting a lot of time, Brad.
Again, Lane back, stepping up, throwing the ball hard. Coleman should have had this, and if he did, he's got a chance to get himself 6 points.
And there's a flag on the play, and that was thrown again in the defensive backfield on the right-hand side of the field. See what the call is.
We had an ineligible receiver downfield on Skyline. That penalty is declined. Third down.
So with 37 seconds to go, they decline the penalty. Really 3rd and 6 yards to go. Boy, if Lane has this kind of time to throw the football, he could end up beating these guys apart on defense. They've got to find a way to put some pass pressure on. Backs in the I formation. 3rd down and 6. Handoff. It's a reverse. This is Dominic Shaw trying to get a lot of running room. He's got the 1st down and more. The 30, the 25, the 22. But there's another flag down on the play.
Holding Skyline.
Larry Yon made the tackle along with Sandoval, and it's coming back, holding against Skyline, it appears, is the initial call.
John Beam cannot be happy with these flags he's seeing tonight. This early in the game also.
Dominic Shaw, though, showing signs of brilliance. The interception return. He's another great athlete for the Titans. Also starts.
We had holding against White, still 3rd down.
Shaw also starts at point guard on the basketball team. Fastest player on the team. But this guy, Brad, really plenty of time to throw the football. Huh?
Yeah, he's looking good right now, you know, but again, he does have time. He's not being harried, so wait to see if we get some rush on him. Maybe Coach Frumps is going to have to mix it up, bring some blitz package against him to rattle him.
3rd down, 15 yards to go. Could be the last play of the quarter. 10 seconds and running. Land hands the ball off. This is Walton, and he gets inside the 50 to about the 46-yard line. But on 3rd down and long, that's not going to cut it. It'll be 4th down. Brian Ferreira makes the stop for James Logan, who will now try and get the ball back. That is the end of the 1st quarter in Union City at James Logan High School. We're at Skyline 7, and the Colts, nothing. Will be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Union City, everyone, where the Skyline Titans lead it 7-0 after 1 quarter of play. And they will get the football back. J. Ryan Paiso, who was injured in pregame warm-ups, had a cut finger, is back in the ball game. And he'll receive the punt from Antonio Polito. So good news on injury punt from James Logan. There goes the kick from Polito. Paiso's not going to get a chance to return this one as it bounces inside the 20-yard line down to about the 15, where Logan will take over 1st and 10. Jairus Wilkinson made the tackle. Lifts and scaffolding provided by United Rentals for all your commercial and residential rental needs. From bulldozers and dump trucks to garden tillers, United Rentals has the gear for you. Call 408-286-6300 or visit their 2 San Jose locations. So, Logan will try to get it. As you see, our lift and scaffolding providing these overhead shots right there. Sean Dixon now in the backfield as they hand the ball off, breaking a few tackles, getting up to about the 25-yard line where Humphrey Garrett finally brought down Nord, the big fullback. I think right now, Brad, it looks like the combination of Finley and Nord is a little bit more potent than Bandinel and Craig Roney.
Well, they got a whole host of guys. They got Paiso there at tailback, Nord here at fullback, and that's something you got to do against the blitzing defense. You got to hit him in the soft spot, hit him in the belly, and make it work, and Nord able to find some room right off the bat up the middle.
Didn't get much on the play, and Amy hands it off once again up the middle, and this time they pick up maybe a yard, but we got a flag down on the play.
1st down.
Oh, 1st down, I'm sorry. He did pick up the 1st down. As John Nord able to get it, so Logan trying to prove they can run the football. Perhaps some of these running plays, Brad, will be incentive maybe to lay off the 7-man fronts that Skyline's bringing up there.
Well, Skyline's going to bring 7, but again, if they bring 7, you're able to find a gap with a quick hitting play to your fullback and get him in the secondary, you got a chance for a big play.
Handoff up the middle, and football. Skyline's got it, they call the whistle. Whistle goes dead, but let's see if Skyline will get the football. Jamal Jones came up with it, 600.
They mark him down.
6 foot, 210-pound junior, and it's marked down on the play, so big break for James Logan.
There's a sigh of relief by that man. Paiso's coming out of the ball game. Here it is, knees down, apparently, so that will be called back. It's 2nd down, but Paiso came out of the ball game. I don't think he can go. That hand's bothering him.
And Paiso cut his finger in pregame warm-ups. Coach saying, hey, man, he's not going to make it. He'd come back briefly, but not effective. 10:46 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Once again, they keep it on the ground. Martin Ivy makes the stop, and they pick up maybe 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, Paiso, you know, if you cut that early in the week, maybe you get used to that pain or what have you, but doing it early on here. Here we see Ivy coming up and meeting Nord right in the hole. And Ivy winning that battle of wills. Gets a little help there, but when you can stonewall a running back like that, you know you've got a defensive player.
Well, it'll be 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. They line up 3 receivers, 2 to the left, and the roll passes intercepted, and that one could go for 7. This is Humphrey Garrett, and Garrett is in for the touchdown. That just wasn't a wise throw on the part of Onis Amy. And Neil Thompson obviously disappointed.
Not a bad idea here. You come off the counter, you're going to run a bootleg, but you better make sure if you're running that flat route as a fullback, you get your head around, especially with the heat that Skyline brings. Here, Humphrey Garrett comes up with the second big defensive play for Skyline, makes a catch, great balance there, getting in the end zone, scoring 6 more points.
Polito to kick the extra point.
Timeout!
And we got a timeout on the field. Obviously, Skyline, maybe they didn't have 11 guys on the field, or maybe they did. Maybe they had 12. But nonetheless, it didn't look like Romeo Marquez was even looking back to receive the football from Otis Amy.
No, he wasn't. He was not prepared to make that play. Here it is, with the counter. That draws the defense to you. But see, he's looking to get open first, but when they bring people, you got to prepare your people to know that the quarterback's got to get rid of the ball in a hurry. A lot of times, if they bring 7, man, you got to get your head around and be prepared to get the football.
Outside. Let's go. Look, they're going to line up. We're going to line up. It's like a scrimmage. See, you're in this gap. You're in that. You're in this gap. You got this gap. You got that gap. Look, it's just like a scrimmage. No, this inside one. It's like a scrimmage. It's just like a scrimmage. Let me off the field.
Did Mike get to ever do that one, Brett?
Yeah.
Like a scrimmage.
I'm sure there were times he'd want to get out in the field, but that was pretty funny right there.
How did you want a TV time? Neil, we'll get you on the sidelines. There you see the time, 9:59. Polito's placed down. The kick is up. It is no good, and they cannot convert the extra point. Nonetheless, the Skyline Titans lead it 13-0, 9:59 left to go in the first period at Union City.
Welcome back to the game. This is Leila Feinstein here on the sidelines. Now, Logan High School has a new program that they're very proud of. It's called Link Crew. It links seniors with freshmen to help them make a smoother transition from junior high to high school. One of the Link Crew leaders is here with me right now. Please tell us your name.
Monifa Willis.
All right, Monifa, can you please tell us why did you get involved in the program?
Well, because when I was a freshman, I was intimidated by the bigness of the school, so I decided to help other freshmen out adjust.
Now, I understand that you also invited your freshman Link Crew people, and with me right now, well, actually, we're going to get back to you in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Leila. Polito kicks off. His deep men are Turner and Dixon. And Turner takes the ball at his own 10-yard line. Nice spin move. Gets about the 20-yard line. Leila, give us more. Leila, back downstairs.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Now, the seniors invited their freshmen here, and one of the freshmen is with me right now, Josephine Bogois. Tell me, how has this program helped you?
Well, this program's helped me because middle school is smaller than this, and Logan is bigger, so it helped me get comfortable with the atmosphere and all the people here.
Great, thank you very much. And very big they are, 4,300 students at Logan, making it one of the largest schools in the Bay Area. Back to you, Dennis.
Thank you very much, Leila. 9:52 left to go, second quarter. Logan's got to figure something out. They hand it off to the fullback, and he doesn't get very much. In fact, maybe lost a yard or two on the play. Jerry Bailey makes the stop, along with David Bush.
Trying to hit Craig Roney up the middle there, and who wasn't in on that tackle?
Craig Roney, just a sophomore, stands at 5'7", 160 pounds.
Coach Thompson calls him one of the toughest guys on the team.
Bendenell and Roney remain in the backfield. Again, hands off the ball, and not much running room again for Van Donnell. Maurice Sapp gets back there to make the stop. They're just penetrating a little bit too much here, Brad.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with this tight defense. They're showing a lot of team speed. Here's Sapp, 6'2", 205 pounds, and you know, if he didn't have a guy named Omar Nizell and Dominic Shaw on his team, they'd be talking an awful lot about this guy as far as top recruits in the Bay Area.
Yeah, Leland talked about that in the pregame, about how big the Skyline defensive line was, but really, it's like a 7-man defensive line because they're bringing everybody. Backs in the eye on 3rd down and a lot of yardage to go, and they'll just hand it out to the fullback. We got about 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up 4th and a punting situation for James Logan. Martin Ivy, Clifton Hill get in on the tackle. Just nowhere to go. There, Merv Harris, looking at the back of Merv. He is the San Francisco Examiner prep writer. Been around a long time, helped us put our schedule together, but truly one of the great writers. So to punt the ball, but Skyline doesn't have anybody deep to receive, and they have to call timeout.
Timeout!
So Skyline caught off guard. I don't know if they realized it was 4th down or somebody blew their assignment.
Yeah, second time out they've had to burn because of special teams, and you might expect some breakdowns there, but when you don't get the personnel out in the field and have to burn timeouts, you don't want that to come back and bite you.
Markel, you know who you're blocking? Who do you have? Last man on the line, right? Last man. Whoever's the farthest guy out is your guy, right? Make sure you point your man. Cover, guys. We can't give up a return now, right? Got to cover. Everyone know who they have. Last kick, we had too much penetration. Too much penetration. They're going to come after you here. They're going to come after you. Hold your box a little longer than usual. Hit the top.
See the action on the field. Now go beyond the sidelines for the plans behind the plays. Hear from the coaches, the players, and you, the fans. Vern Glenn, Mr. Involvement. Host Raider Chalk Talk Monday morning at 11 on Bay TV. I tell you what, that was a long hour on this past Monday. The greatness of the Raiders. Not a good performance against Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium.
That's a tough place to play, but they were coming expecting to do better things this year, I'm sure. But a long season, 15 games left.
It's going to be a long 15 games, Brad. Brian Williams will punt the ball for Logan. Humphrey Garrett back deep to receive. Williams gets the punt off. Pretty good one as he was under a little bit of pressure.
Got to catch that.
And it'll be down to about the 43. Lucky they didn't get a bounce that went all the way downfield.
Hey, you play on this AstroTurf and you get a high punt like that. If you're Humphrey Garrett, you got to go up and make the fair catch signal. You never know where that ball's going to roll on AstroTurf.
Clint Drisner able to down the ball. As we look at the James Logan sidelines, they trail 13-0. 7:46 left to go as Patrick Lane comes back out onto the field. Defensively, it's been all Skyline. Difference in the ball game, they have dominated too much pressure. Put on Otis Amy and company, 2 defensive scores.
Yeah, they're not playing bad. Neil Fromkin's got to be pretty happy with what's going on here. He seems to be playing pretty tough here. 2 interception returns to touchdowns been the difference.
And the ball off to David Bush, and he's got some running room across midfield to about the 49. Brought down by James Stevens. So he picks up about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3 yards to go. David Bush, 5'8", 165-pounder in his senior season. A lot of seniors on this ball club for Skyline. John Bean saying at practice that, yeah, we have a lot of seniors, but they're not experienced seniors. And he was concerned about that and concerned about the fact that his ball club was pretty banged up. But the defense is carrying the load.
Yeah, those linebackers don't seem to be hurt now. They're flying the ball.
2nd down and 3 yards to go. Lane with 2 receivers to the right. Back to pass. Has time. He throws to the right-hand side. It's caught at the 37-yard line. Caught out there by Deontay Taylor and Deshaun Dixon able to make the tackle. Well, on the play, Deontay Taylor looked like
here we go again. Lane getting time, setting up, and hitting Taylor again. That's three times they've hooked up. Taylor showing good poise, holding on to that football, taking a big hit. Here we see it from the reverse angle, and this is what you feel when you've got the rock in your hands. People are going to want to grab your attention.
1st down and 10 yards to go. Backs now split. And they hand the ball off. Oh, a big running hole. Oh, what a beautiful play. Terrell Taylor able to pick up a first down. Dominic Newton in there to make the tackle, close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the football. Flag down on the play in the area that could be holding, Brad?
Yes. Definitely.
Let's hear what they had to say.
We have holding against White. Still first down.
You don't need me up here, Dennis. You know all this stuff.
Hey, man, I got cut my freshman team by Roger. Can I just say his name? Roger Leonard of Northgate High School. Cut me from the football team. He forced me to go out for wrestling. I can tell you every ceiling in every East Bay gym and the ones that have cracks in it.
No plans of going professional, huh?
No way. I'll leave that to Dennis Rodman and Carl Malone. 6:20 left to go. 13-0 Titans on 1st and 20. Little slant, throw the ball out. Incomplete. Broken up by Jeremy Wright. Intended once again for Deontay Taylor.
Pretty good idea if you got an athlete like Taylor to just get him the ball quickly. Here they try a little wide receiver screen. I think he got deflected a little bit, threw him off. He wasn't able to focus in on the football and bring it in.
You know what? Patrick Lane, he knew as soon as he threw it, he made a big mistake. It's a lucky thing Jeremy Wright didn't pick that thing and go off all the way. As soon as Patrick threw it, oh no. Fortunately for him, it was incomplete. Second down, about 20 yards to go after that holding penalty. And he hands off to Walt. Walt tries to break a tackle, hit almost immediately by Dominic Newton. So that'll bring up a long third down. This is pretty good defensive stop here by James Logan. Down 13-0. This is a big one.
Hey, Mr. Bond, you're on TV.
Those guys watching on a monitor, a Bay TV monitor down there on the field, and they're watching themselves.
They like our coverage.
About 5:30 left to go in the first half. Big play here on 3rd and 15 yards. Patrick Lane.
Look for Taylor.
In a passing situation. Taylor on the near side. Lane throws the ball over the middle, and it's complete. And finally dragged down by 3 players. Is complete to Lyle Coleman and Markel Turner and Deshaun Dixon in on the stop. He did not get the first down, but you're in a situation here where you might have to go for it or punt.
Yeah, Coleman here redeeming himself here nicely, making the catch as Taylor brings double coverage to him, allowing Coleman to find a soft spot in that secondary to make the play. And now I think it's a situation where it's the 35-yard line. You go for it here.
Yeah, coaches listen to you, Brad. They are going to go for it. It'll be 4th down at about, we'll call it a long 5 yards. Looks like a passing situation. They land out a couple on the left-hand side, Eugene Jones and Dante Taylor. Backs are split. Lane to pass, looking left side, throws out there, incomplete, intended for Deontay Taylor, and a big hold for the James Logan Colts. .435 left to go, and the scoreboard shows Skyline 13, James Logan nothing. We're back in a moment.
This is Leila Feinstein back on the sidelines, and I'm here with the Logan Spirit Squad. And you know, these girls have a lot to be proud of. In fact, they just finished performing in the Pro Bowl. They were there in February in Hawaii. What was that like? This is Natasha Wilkinson with me. How was it performing at the Pro Bowl?
It was amazing. It was a really good experience. We got to meet like all the football players and sit directly on the field and take pictures.
All right, great. Take us out of this, guys. Give us a cheer.
Lila.
L-L-O-G-G, D-G-A-N, L-O-G-G-A-N, Logo fight with L-L-O-G-G, D-G-A-N, L-O-G-G-A-N, Logo fight with L-L-O-G-G, D-G-A-N.
Very good. Very impressive by the Logan cheerleaders on the field. You're away. Second down looks like about, 10? No, I picked up about a yard. Markel Turner did. So, once again, they'll try the option. This play trying to get to the outside. This is Turner, and he does get some running room. Forced out of bounds by Ricky McCoy on the sidelines. But he did get very close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. Maybe about a yard short.
Yeah, he'll be short, but I'm just so impressed with the depth both sides are showing at their running back position. Here, Turner gets the call, makes the break outside, and just comes up short. very frustrated. If he gets by that guy, he's in the end zone.
This is a big play. 3:30 left to go, and James Logan wants to get on the board, down 13-0. Have been unable to mount a threat offensively. 2 pass plays, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Amy will take it straight up the middle on a keeper, and he gets the first down. So a big play for Logan. Keep the drive alive, approaching the 3-minute mark. He was tackled by Maurice Sapp, the big linebacker for the Titans. Checking into the ball game, Glendale Lafort, head receiver, 5'9", 140-pound senior. So first down and 10 yards to go. Let's see if Logan can get the ball into Skyline territory. And they slip it off to the fullback. Nord takes the ball and got near midfield. I don't think he quite got there. Picks up about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Actually, they gave him 3 now, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. David Bush making the stop for Skyline.
Nord able to find a little softness in that defense. Skyline has gotten out of that attack defense where they're bringing 7 and trying to just play a little soft thing, not get beat with big plays. But I think they got to go back to what got them a 13-0 lead here to stop this drive.
Eugene Brooks and Spanky Thompson are the receivers, and he's looking for Brooks, and he throws the ball, and he just missed him on the slant. Ricky McCoy was on the coverage, and that's one of those plays, Brad, you know, that if you're going to blitz all these guys and you hit a slant like that, he could be gone.
That's right.
Let's go down to Leela.
Okay, Dennis, well, you know, I just spoke with number 30, Sean Finley. He said that he thinks he pulled his right hamstring. That's why he's not in the game right now, but he tells me he's going to do everything in his power to get back in this game. Dennis?
Of course he is. It's on the dock of the bay. Just under 2 minutes to go. It'll be 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Another big play.
Here they come.
2 receivers off to the right, and they just hand it straight up the middle, and that's not going to be much running room at all for John Nord. Martin Ivy makes the stop. I'm sorry, that was 3rd down. 4th down, what do you do here, Brad? I mean, you want to get something going at the same time. You don't want to give Skyline good field position either.
Yeah, I punt the ball here. If you give them, you only got 2 minutes left. Even if you make the first down, you still got to work with 40-some yards to get in the end zone. You punt the ball, go out 13-0 at halftime, hopefully if you hold them here. But 2 minutes, you don't want to give them scoring position.
Well, Humphrey Garrett certainly thinks they're going to punt the ball away. He's back deep to receive for Skyline, and there is a timeout on the field. Let's listen to Neil.
Was I right? Was I right? I think he chopped it. That's okay. I didn't want it. Okay, I need a punt team. I need a punt team. I need a punt team.
Yeah, good coaching there. Neil Fromson running time off the clock. He doesn't want to go out there and kick the ball and give Skyline any time to work with, so he takes as much time off the clock, calls the timeout, and gets his punt team out there.
Yeah, obviously Neil is mic'd, and that's why he's audible. Our excellent.
Sometimes, yeah.
You don't even get Bay TV where you live. In fact, Amy McCombs has ordered you to move so you can get reception.
Kick it out of bounds there, okay? That's cover though. Everyone, hey, they might come for it. Let's go. Come on.
Kicking out of bounds, don't want to give it the return. But timeouts, okay? Skyline burns 2 with special teams. They would have liked to have one there. They got 1 left, but they would have liked to have one there, save some time. But now they want to keep it for their offensive drive, so they have 1 in the bank here. But had they not burned them on the special teams, they would have used 1 there and saved themselves 20 seconds.
All right, Brian Williams will punt the ball. Humphrey Garrett back deep to receive. 1:36 left to go in the first half. 13-0, Skyline in front. Low snap. Oh, picked up by Williams. Nearly blocked. He gets it away, and he was told to kick it out of bounds, and he sure did. Didn't get a lot of distance on the ball. In fact, they'll mark it at about inside the 30 or the 27-yard line. Devon McCoy really put pressure on that one. Devon Harding, I'm sorry. What's up at the half? McDonald's halftime news and the first half stats and highlights, and that halftime news with Michelle Blaine and Evan White. .131 left to go. Let's see if Patrick Lane and company want to get something going here. Receiver split. He's got 2 receivers in there, and he hands the ball off. And this is Taylor. Taylor gets some running room, and he gets about 7 yards, tackled by Dominic Newton. And it looks like they'll be content with a 13-0 lead, but they go with a hurry-up offense now. Now they'll huddle up.
I think you're right. They're going to just be content with the 13-0 lead. You don't want to make any mistakes here, but still, they've got enough time. A minute here. If they break a big play, then they can still use that timeout later on.
And don't forget that big receiver threat, Deontay Taylor, off to the right side, nearest to the bottom of your screen. That's in the eye. Lane back to pass. Has time. He throws. It's complete. Out of the backfield. Up to the 45-yard line. And finally down Lyle Coleman. And there's a flag down on the play. Boy, a couple big penalties have really hurt Skyline. Let's see who this is against.
Here it is again. Lane having time this time. He's not jarred. He throws a strong pass. Coleman makes the catch, and I think that's right where it was.
We have pass interference against Skyline. It's offensive pass interference, loss of down. It'll be second down.
Did he commit the pass interference? Was that him who pushed off a defender? Didn't look like anybody around there, Brad.
Yeah, that's just a huge penalty here. Because it is a loss of down. You see good protection. Call legal hands. And
yeah, I don't know who that could have been on it. I don't think it was on him unless he did it at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's tough to get that wide open. Maybe perhaps before we picked him up there, he pushed off, and that's how he got so wide open.
Well, that's a big play because it probably means with 47 seconds left that Skyline isn't going to try anything too risky. They're backed up now inside the 20-yard line.
Well, Logan's got 2 timeouts left here. It's third down. They stop him here, get a timeout. They get in there a shot at it.
Let's see if they try that. Now they're going to try and run the clock out. They have the ball off. That is Terrell Taylor, I'm sorry, takes the ball. And we got a timeout.
Yeah, they want to go timeout here. Nobody's paying attention. There we go.
They finally stop it with 28. They lost about 7 seconds on this. Rodriguez makes the tackle for James Logan. Now on fourth down, they get the ball. And you're right, Brad. Why not? You got nothing to lose.
Where was he?
Yeah, Neil Thompson wanted timeout a lot sooner there. They lost a couple seconds, but here you got them backed up. That loss of down and loss of yardage pushes Skyline back. A decent punt will get him out to midfield. You fair catch right there, and you're fine.
Do that one last play, right?
I don't know.
He went inside.
Hey, get in here. Get in huddle. Who's deep? Okay, we're going. Listen, get in here. Get in here. I got 2 corners. I got 2. Okay, who's deep? J-line? We're going punt block. Who doesn't know where to line up? Everyone know to line up on punt block?
You line them next to me. I got you.
Punt block. Okay?
Come on out.
Punt block. Yeah, we got hey-yous. A lot of hey-yous. Punt block.
Well, they're coming after it.
Sports Talk, the biggest football, baseball, basketball, and more. Whatever sports topic is on your mind, call in and talk about it. And sit down with Gary Radnitz. Watch Sports Talk weekdays at noon on the Dock of the Bay. J. Ryan Paiso will be back to receive the kick from Antonio Polito. 28 seconds. You heard the strategy from Neil Thompson. No heavy rush. And there goes the kick. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. But with 24 seconds left, little opportunity for James Logan. However, against that pass pressure, I don't know.
Well, all they need is one big slant play, man-to-man coverage, and they can make something happen here. They're on Skyline side of the field. A little interesting that Paiso is back there catching the ball. He came out of the backfield because he couldn't hold on to it because of that cut hand, but they got him back there field and punts. A little interesting to me.
Brad, let me ask you something. In this situation, do you still want to bring 7 guys if you're Skyline, or maybe almost like a prevent defense with 24 seconds left?
Yeah, they're not going to bring 7 here. They'll play the zone, all right, and just let them catch it in front of you, make the tackle. 1 timeout left for the Colts here, so they've been playing pretty solid defense. Rely on their athleticism to make tackle after a catch.
It's away.
Go for it, and he throws deep through the receiver. And now we got an interference call probably on Ricky McCoy. So this could be a huge play.
Excellent step up there by Amy.
Pass interference against White. Automatic first down.
Yeah, the professional rank, that's not called. That ball was clearly uncatchable, but here, high school football, you are not allowed any contact downfield once that ball's in the air. Huge penalty.
All right, 18 seconds left to go. You figure on first down, and you got a timeout left. You figure you got a couple chances to maybe throw quickly down in the middle of the field and maybe get to, pick up about 15 yards, and then you got 3 shots in the end zone if you're quick.
Yeah, I think they got enough time here to do what they want. They got the 18 seconds with the timeout. They can still throw it over the middle, but I think they're going to try to go upfield deep and let their outstanding athletic wide receivers make some plays. Now they might come.
Back to pass. Has time this time. Intercepted by Shaw. He's at the 25, and he's down at the 27-yard line. His second interception. Intended for Maurice. Maurice Hines had to make the tackle finally on Shaw, who's become like the star of the first half for Skyline.
Yeah, the guy's a ball magnet here. They brought him here, forcing Amy to step up, and that ball was just not a very well thrown ball. Dominic Shaw makes the catch and shows his athleticism again, getting tripped up there. That could have been a big play for Skyline.
Shaw, one of those guys who has a nose for the football, as you guys used to like to say, Brad. 10 seconds left to go. Skyline's just going to sit on the ball here and be content with a 13-0 halftime lead. So head to the locker room. So they down the football, and here is the situation at halftime. A couple interception returns for Skyline, and it's 13-0 as Neil Thompson a little disappointed. See if he's got any words of encouragement at this point before he hits the locker room.
2 and go.
That's about it from Neil as the James Logan Colts will now head into the locker room. We are at halftime. Let's get ready to step out for a timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody, to Union City and James Logan High School. Dennis O'Donnell here with Brad Must. Here last week we watched Sacred Heart get shut out, and now we're seeing the same with James Logan.
Yeah, both defenses playing really well. Fromson's Skyline, or Logan team rather, hasn't given up any offensive points. All right, Titans are a pretty tough team, but still it's their defense that are scoring points. Yeah, obviously Logan is having a tough time trying to pass the football. They looked a little bit more proficient, I think, towards the end of the second half. But if you're Neil Fromson, how are you going to get the ball rolling at this point? Well, I think he's pretty happy with what's going on. I mean, he's only given up two big plays defensively. You keep hitting that fullback up the middle and then try to hit one of those slant routes against their blitzing defense. Okay, and the coach obviously is not bashful. He'll probably tell us what he's doing. We got him, Mike. We'll hear that in the third quarter. Right now, it is time for our McDonald's halftime news break. Evan White and Michelle Blaine in the Bay TV studios.
All right, thanks, Dennis. And hello, everyone.
That's right. Right now, we're on top of this press box, and, it's shaking a little bit. I think if I was in San Francisco, right on the fault line, I might be a little nervous. Yeah, I don't know if I'd broadcast the game if that were true. Okay, first half, 13-0. Obviously, all defense for Skyline. I expect a little bit more offensively. I don't know about from James Logan, but more from Skyline. Yeah, they've got some weapons offensively, but it has been a defensive struggle, and we've got 1 turnover for Skyline, 3 turnovers for Logan, and 2 of those 3 turnovers have led to all the points. Yeah, and speaking of that very first interception, we'll take a look at how that one kind of changed the game early on. Yeah, they just brought the blitz here. The linebackers getting in the quarterback's face of Amy. Shaw stepping in, making the play, and getting to the end zone, all right? We know it's going to be 6. As soon as he gets the ball, he's that electrifying. They got to get him worked in the offense. And then, of course, they did it again. This time, different result here, or different interceptor. They try to roll out bootleg off the play action. There's the interception by Garrett, and he takes it in for 6. Showing good balance here, cutback move there. Almost tripped up, but that hand balance is essential. Much needed to get him in the end zone, and there's 13 points. And then Logan driving until Skyline came back. Yeah, right at the end, and it looks like another reverse angle almost. It's the same type of play. They try the slant pass, but it's a deep slant, allowing Shaw to come in and make an interception. So there is basically the way it came down on the first half. Dominic Shaw, you always find guys, these old cliche, Brad, you've heard this a million times, guys who just have a nose for the football, but he really does look like a guy who knows how to do it. He does. When he gets his defensive pressure up front, he knows that the slant route's coming, and he's jumping in front and making the plays. Okay, let's take a look at some of the first half statistics and exactly how they kind of compared 63 rushing yards for James Logan. You can see offensively wasn't much going on. Interestingly enough, if you look at the passing yards, last week, Reardon, who shut out Sacred Heart, had 0 passing yards. James Logan has 0 this time. They are the ones getting shut out at 87-63. Bottom line here, look at James Logan, all the first downs. The 11 first downs, no points, but that'll tell you something about a big play defense. And then the turnover situation. Turnover's the difference in the ball game.
It sure has when you get 2 scores off those turnovers immediately for 13 points. That 11 first downs, a little misleading because of those 2 touchdowns. Those are 2 first downs that are taken away from Skyline. You get a first down just for hooking up the ball. So 2 of those are taken away from Skyline. But still, Logan doing some stuff offensively, hitting that running back up the middle, Nord, getting some first downs that way, but they haven't sustained anything to get in the position to score.
You know, if this were a wrestling match and I was down 12-0, I could probably tell you what kind of strategy to employ if I came out for the 3rd round, but I'm not. But I'm not a football guy. So what do you do now at this point if you're trying to move the football?
Well, I shorten up those slant routes. I expect Skyline to blitz me. I'm going to shorten up those slant routes so I can get a direct path between my quarterback and my receiver and not let Shaw come in there and disrupt that pattern. Continue to run that fullback up the middle. If I'm Skyline, you know, I'm moving the ball a little bit, but I got to be a little concerned. I've got some offensive weapons, but I only got 87 total yards at halftime. Not good enough to win football games.
Yeah, we should say Brad here, for all of the younger viewers, Brad, of course, was a running back for Stanford University and then ran for the Chicago Bears and now coaches junior college?
Yeah, Santa Rosa Junior College football. We got a big game up in Eureka. I'll have quite a bus ride tomorrow morning. We got a 7 p.m. game, and we run an offense. We got 4 wideouts, 1 running back, and we're fast break offense.
You want to plug a quick game you guys maybe have coming up in the Bay Area here that fans might want to go see out there?
Oh, all of them. You want to come to all of them because we're an exciting group of players.
Great. Okay, let's go down to the field and Leila Feinstein, our sideline reporter.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I'm here with Skyline coach John Beam. Coach, can you please tell me, now you guys are up 13-0, but you're getting hit hard by penalties. Now, is this just sloppy play, or are your players just too pumped up?
I think it's a little of both. You know, we're a young team, and so they're, first game with real referees, we got to kind of work on the technique a little bit. Who knows? We're going to work on it. We're going to work on it. We're moving the ball. We just got to knock the penalties off and not self-destruct.
Now, both touchdowns have been off turnovers. What are you going to do to get your offense on track?
We're going to keep doing. Let our defense play offense.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach.
Bye now.
Back to you, Dennis.
Hey, that was the best line of the day. I tell you what, these 2 coaches are pretty good. I mean, when you put the microphones on them.
Yeah, and that's why they have good programs. You know, you got good coaches that coach good players, and you're going to win football games, and they're not taking it too seriously here. They're out to, I think they have a broader scope of what's going on out here as far as high school athletics is concerned. Make sure the guys understand their jobs and are disciplined in doing it, but still, it's a fun atmosphere to be out here on Friday nights.
Yeah, and by the way, what I do during the week is, I do like a conference call. I'll call the coaches at home, and we have an interview for about an hour. I spend some time at practice, but you really can't get the coaches alone. So I call Neil Frompson. I think it's Wednesday night, and I had just gotten the roster. Neil and I are kind of talking it over, and we're both watching the Giants game at the same time. He's giving me information. Julian Tavares of the Giants is throwing a temper tantrum, and we're both laughing at him. And yeah, Neil's a good sport, and there's not too many guys outside of high school that you can call at home and get information. So I want to, personally thank both guys, and I appreciate. I had to call Neil at 10:30 at night, but like I say, he was watching the Giants, so everything was good and fine. But nonetheless, high school's a little different, huh, Brad?
It sure is. These kids are out here for the fun of it. It's not a job for them. It's not. They're not paid to go to school here. It's an opportunity to go out, play with your buddies that you probably grown up with in the same neighborhood, and just go out and have some fun. And it's a truest sport, or truest form of football that there is in America right now.
Dominic Shaw and Humphrey Garrett deep to receive the kick from Brian Williams, 13-0. And Skyline will get the football back here in the second half at James Logan High School in Union City. Don't forget, next week, De La Salle and Bakersfield. De La Salle in action tonight up in Grass Valley against Nevada Union. And the ball bounces, and that's going to stay. No, it went out of bounds just barely at about the 6-yard line. That could have been a big one. They'll have to re-kick. No, actually, in high school, I think they just bring it out to the 35.
The ball placed at the 35-yard line. First down for Skyline.
So Patrick Lane, you see the numbers on him, 4 of 7 for 42 yards. What you saw with Patrick in the first half is a quarterback who got a lot of time to make decisions, a lot of time to throw the football. I mean, a couple times, Brad, you look at him, he's only looking at one receiver, but nonetheless, I mean, he's got a lot of time. 13-0, there's the number. Start out in the I formation, receivers on the left and the right. Lane hands the ball off to Jim Walton, gets up to the 40-yard line. Got a flag, he fumbled the football. I think James Logan got it. We'll see what the penalty is. And if this one is against Skyline, we got a possible turnover.
Get over there, guys. Find the penalty. It'll be a first down for Black.
Well, you heard it on the
holding against White. That penalty is declined. We have a recovered fumble. First down, Logan.
Yeah, that's the biggest play of the game for James Logan.
Yeah, great opportunity here for Logan. They've got to take advantage of it. Here we go. It's a little trap play, but Walton decides to bounce it outside, and he just dropped the ball. He got stripped from him. That's the second time he's dropped it.
Yeah, what big number 88 Sandoval come in there and make that play?
Sandoval doing a good job. You like to teach people to wrap up. If they get a chance to knock that ball or strip it loose, you do so and let your partners rally around, pick it up off the ground.
All right, let's see if Otis Amy could take care of business. And there's the option play, and out it goes to Bandinel, and nothing works there. He's tackled on the play by Clifton Hill and assisted by Jamal Jones.
Here's Amy taking the fake there, pass out to Bandinel, and there's that swarming defense. Even David Bush, the free safety, getting up there. When you see a free safety making tackles in the backfield, you know the defense is putting on some heat.
Second down. They bring in a couple. John Nord now. They change in the backfield. Amy keeps it himself and picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards before he's shoved back on the play by Clifton Hill and Martin Ivey. You know, looking at that option play, Brad, you know, for an option play to work, it's got to be, you got to string it out a little bit more. Quarterback, he has to keep it, but he's not getting anywhere. He's not even leaving the pocket before he's got to unload that football.
Well, like I said, when you get free safeties bursting in your backfield, not much chance to run. That's why Amy took that ball. He's trying to split the blitzing defense there, and if he gets in the secondary. Oh!
Almost intercepted as he was pressured on the defensive line. Martin Ivey getting in there once again.
That's what I'm talking about. That defensive line and those linebackers.
Turner and Bandinel. Jay Ryan and Dixon.
Coach getting
on the line.
Make sure he doesn't have any breakdowns of the punt game. But when you get a blitzing defense, you cannot allow them time to get it in your backfield. You got to release the ball quickly. Amy tried to do that, but those guys got through the line too easily there.
There's Humphrey Garrett. He's back deep to receive the football from Brian Williams. And there's the kick. Oh, that's a beautiful punt. Let's see if he gets it inside the 10-yard line. And he does. It takes a Skyline bounce. Nonetheless, it'll be down at about the 13-yard line where Skyline will take over 1st and 10. Look at the scoreboard. 10:37 left to go in the third quarter. Skyline 13. James Logan. The football schedule this year. Bakersfield versus De La Salle. Next Friday, 7:30 p.m. That's one you don't want to miss. Some people think it could be the end of De La Salle's record-winning streak. Of course, they have to win tonight. And Skyline starts things off, and they get the handoff, and Terrell Taylor picks up maybe 4 yards on the play. Riz Rodriguez and James Stevens making the tackle. Mentioned that the Spartans of De La Salle in action tonight against Nevada Union up there in Grass Valley. If they win tonight, it'll be 77 consecutive wins. Skyline tonight trying to make it 21 straight victories. Ryan Fiera injured, the big defensive tackle for James Logan. He comes out of the ball game. And now we might have a timeout. Maurice Hines walking over to talk to Neil Thompson.
You're going to be in trouble. You got to check field 3.
Don't forget, everybody, I've always wanted to tease all-consuming. See how to get the most for your money, from avoiding the pitfalls and scams to getting the best value. All-consuming can help you weeknights at 6:30 on Bay TV. Single back set now with 2 receivers to the left-hand side on second down at about 6. And they give it to Walt. Big running back, good running room, gets the first down across the 25-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10. Jeremy Wright in there to make the tackle. Walton has fumbled the ball twice, giving it back over to Logan, but they continue to the faith. And the big 5'10", 210-pound senior. 13-0. Skyline on top. 2 interception returns in the first half, and that's where we stand. And we saw the offensive statistics at halftime, and Skyline really being outgained, and first downs 11-4. So that advantage goes to Logan. So we haven't seen much from the Titan offense. Walton is a single back set. 2 receivers again to the left-hand side. Slant over the middle, and it's complete with that big receiving threat, Deontay Taylor. And he is close. I think he got another first down. Picked up about 11. Dominic Newton on the stop, along with Jeremy Wright.
Yeah, they got a good tandem going here. Lane to Taylor, just on a slant route. And I tell you, when you got an athlete like that, you get him the ball, he can make things happen. He makes the first down there to keep the chains moving.
James Logan has called a timeout with 8:53 now left to go in the third quarter, as John Beam having a word with his offensive unit. I don't know what he's got to yell about on a play like that.
I think he just wants to see a little more aggression out of that offensive line, get that running game going. Doesn't want to be in pass situations. He's got some guys that can run the ball. Walton's coughed it up twice, but he's been a bull getting between tackle and tackle. And, of course, Taylor, Bush, and Garrett have also helped out with the running game. But he wants to get some momentum here, eliminate penalties, and move those chains and get a score here.
Once again, we want to...
Hey. Let's go. I know. Let's go. Field 3. Come on.
I want to thank United Rentals, lifts and scaffolding provided by United Rentals for all your commercial and residential rental needs. From bulldozers and dump trucks to garden tillers, United Rentals has the gear for you. Call 408-286-6300 or visit their 2 San Jose locations. That is the view of this picture right here. And we want to thank United Rentals for making that possible. First down and 10 yards to go. Ball 7 movement on the Skyline offensive line, and that flag is going to go against Lyle Coleman.
We have a dead ball foul, snap infraction. The center moved the ball. Still first down.
That's tough when your center doesn't know the snap count.
Go down to Leela Feinstein on the field.
Thanks, Dennis. I'm here at Logan's band right now, and you know they have a lot to be proud of. They have 275 people in the band. One of them is with me right now, Joey Oakley. He's a drummer. Now, Joey, I understand you guys just won the Western State Champs. You were competing against bands in Oregon, Washington, Nevada. What was that like?
Oh, we walked out on the field and there was 1 million people, and we thought to ourselves, oh man, we could win it. So yeah, we went out and gave it our best and got first place.
Good for you, Joey. Thank you very much. Back to you, Dennis.
Yeah, Leela, thanks a lot. We can hear that band in the background. Boy, at 275 members strong. And I don't think we're seeing all of them tonight. Award-winning band. I'm surprised he didn't line up halftime for a couple of tunes since we're on the dock of the bay.
That's as big as my graduating class, I think.
That's right, huh? That's a huge school. 4,000 people attending James Logan. Single back set and roll. Slant over the middle, and they threw it behind the intended receiver, and we got a flag down on the play. It's intended out there for Eugene Jones.
A lot of penalties here.
For a first down.
What did we do?
Mistakes, so we won't be.
See what the call is now.
We have holding against the defense. It's a 10-yard penalty, still second down.
52 for me?
Yeah.
This is again is a first game for these two teams. They've been hitting against each other all summer long, as you know, in practice, and maybe that has something to do with all the penalties. Second down and 1. Walton is a ball carrier. Off tackle, gets the first down across midfield and into Logan territory where Jamie Wright makes the tackle. Well, Jason Walton getting a lot of work. Again, a defensive back last year. Jason become a major ball carrier now.
The other standard play right now has been that old counter tray that John Madden likes to talk about. It's where you pull your off guard and off tackle. And big Jason Walton's getting in behind them and getting some positive yards in the running game.
And once again, another flag down. That could be
delay a game.
Too much time.
White, 5 yards. We have a dead ball foul. Delay of game against the offense. Still first down.
Bear.
Almost 1 step forward, 2 steps back is kind of the story for both teams here.
It's got to be a concern for both coaches right now. You expect some penalties, but right now, when they can kill drives like this, it becomes a big problem.
And they fake it to Walton. Oh, what a play defensively. Threw the ball away and just got it off. But Clint Trixler got into the backfield and no time at all. One of the few times they've been able to put some pass pressure on Patrick Lane.
Now, I thought he had Trixler fooled here. There's the fake, but no. He gets out, grabs some cloth from Lane, and draws him down. Excellent defensive play there. If Lane gets outside there, that's a big-time play for Skyline. So Trixler comes up with a big play-saving defensive gem.
Second down, 15 yards to go. Lane with 2 in the backfield, receiver right and left. And he hands it off in the backfield. Only a couple of yards that time for Terrell Taylor. Stopped at the 47-yard line by James Stevens and Maurice Hines. So it'll bring up another big third down play. Then we got a player down injured on the field. And that appears to be Reese Rodriguez, 5'7", 190-pound junior, and at linebacker for James Logan. He's down.
Looks like they're checking on his knee there. Just play straight up. There it is. He just gets jammed. He's right on the bottom of the pile there. Gets a lot of beef leaning on him, and his knee just gave way.
Yeah, he's on his knees when he gets hit there, Brad. You know AstroTurf sure isn't going to give. Not going to hurt on any surface whatsoever, but he gets up. Hopefully he's okay and can return. 7:04 left to go in the third quarter here in Union City. It is Skyline 13, James Logan. Huge third down play now. Logan trying to stop.
Well, third down situation, passing situation. The two guys they've gone to are Taylor at the wideout and Coleman on the drag routes.
Biggest rivalries, the brightest new stars. If it's happening in local high school sports, it's happening on the Chronicle and Examiner's High School Sports Show, premiering tomorrow morning at 11:30 p.m. on Bay TV. That is Will Silva and Malou Nubla leaving her news chair to anchor sports. There's a long pass play, incomplete, intended for Dominic Shaw, and Shaw was looking inside, and Lane was looking outside to Sean Dixon on the coverage. Big play for James Logan, who will now get the ball back.
Hey, let's go, return! Return! On return!
Jay Ryan! Jay Ryan!
Who's coming over here?
Let's go!
Return!
Come on, Jay Ryan!
Return!
Back deep to receive the ball, Jay Ryan, Paiso, Antonio Polito will kick it away for Skyline.
For Coach Thompson. putting his punt return team in. They want to hold up that interior, get some good work on the outside guys, block them out, and let Paiso get some running room.
It's away!
There's the punt high, not a lot of distance, and he's going to let it drop. Yeah, he's got to catch that ball, bounce inside the 20, and down near the 15, inside the 15, and it's rolling inside the 10. Big mistake. Boy, if you're on the punting team and you're J. Ryan Paiso, why don't you catch that ball?
Well, I think maybe because you cut your hand early in practice and you're not all that comfortable after you come up and dropped one early on in a route or in a drive in the first half. So I think they've got to rethink who they get back there.
6:27 left to go in the third quarter, 13-0. It is Skyline over James Logan. Back in a moment. Donald with Brad Muster and Leela Feinstein on the field, enjoying a beautiful evening here in Union City and hoping and praying that James Logan can get something going. We had a shutout last week, 23-0. I'd like to see James Logan make this one kind of exciting. 6:27 left to go in the third period. Lillian Nord in the backfield behind Otis Amy. And they hand the ball off a couple yards for Finley. Actually, Turner the ball carrier, and they say he gains, maybe, I'll give him 2 yards. Second down and 8. Clifton Hill made the tackle.
Here's defense. You see that defensive penetration there, not allowing the running back a whole lot of room. You want to see your offensive line's backs move up into the defensive secondary. When you see them cross that line of scrimmage, no good can happen if you're a running back.
And there's the option. This is Turner. Tries to get to the outside. Does not. Forced out of bounds. Great pursuit there by David Bush.
Come on, offense!
And looks like we have yet. Are you kidding me? Another penalty?
You got an injury down there.
Oh, yes, it's an injury timeout.
Right timeout!
So Omar, is it? I was at a practice only once. Saw these guys with the helmets on. I believe that's Omar Nazel. Which, if it is, would be a crushing blow for the Titans.
I think we can see it up top here. I'm just amazed that your free safety, David Bush, is coming up and taking the option man and drawing him out of bounds. There's got to be some way that Logan can take advantage of that over-aggressiveness at your free safety position when he's coming in and making tackles in the backfield.
That is the star, Omar Nazel. Plays.
Okay, let's take a look here. On top of our screen, Omar. We see him rushing the quarterback, making a hurdle there, and then nothing. Maybe, I can speculate. There was a foot up there, and he's trying to jump over it. So,
Omar's okay. He's coming out of the ball game. He's a gamer. He'll be back. Spoken like a true doctor. 30 yards up here in the booth. Okay, third down and a long 9 yards to go. But you're right, Brad. I mean, it's a good observation. If you're bringing the free safety in and you can isolate man-to-man coverage or even, flood it with the receivers to maybe put 3 out there, and you can find enough time to get one of those guys, that's 6.
Definitely. They've got that ability and possibility. They just have to execute some kind of...
And here it is. Has a little bit of time. He throws. It's complete. And a first down at the 36-yard line to Eugene Brooks. Bill Grace saved 6.
That's what we're talking about. He got a little time from his offensive line, was able to hit that slant route.
Oh, you can't be serious. A penalty, and it's coming back. Oh,
Previous
my.
spot, 5 yards against the offense. We had an ineligible receiver downfield by Logan.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
It will still be third down.
53, draw pass, screen, exchange.
Well, I guess we're gonna see a screen pass here. I can't believe that they trying to block up this defense is blitzing and they get a man downfield, but that's what happens when you get time. You can find your receivers breaking through, making those deep slant routes, getting them the ball. Brooks making the first down, but it's called back. But look for a screen here. I don't think they'll be blitzing. I think they'll be playing soft.
Oh, he's calling an audible. But we may have taken too much time. It looks like Otis Amy Do you think he was calling an audible, Brad, or somebody just lined up improperly?
I think they were lined up improperly and trying to get his crew to where there should be.
And then we should go L Pro 53 draw pass halfback screen exchange. The receivers have to run exchange.
Well, Neil obviously is a little impatient, I suppose.
Called him L Pro.
Yeah, he called L Pro and they lined up in R Pro, I believe, and quarterback tried to get him in the right position.
R Pro, really?
Right, yeah.
What is R Pro?
R. L. Right, left.
That's why you're in the booth.
Now, somebody very smartly called timeout there. You don't need another 5 yards. You got the 3rd and long here. I don't expect any blitz here. You don't want to give up that big play if you're Skyline. So if you're going to run a screen play, it's going to be successful here. You got to make sure you maintain that line of scrimmage, but you got to get some linemen out to lead block for your back after he makes a catch. He's not going to make it all by himself through this defense.
Okay, 3rd down and about 50. Not really. 3rd down and about 16
15,
yards.
15, 16.
That was really too bad on that pass play because it was 3rd and long, and for one of the few times Otis Amy actually had some time to throw.
Yeah.
Got the ball off, and it was called back. Leila Feinstein is on the field. Leila.
Dennis, I hear you talking about Otis Amy. Now, Otis Amy is one of 3 Amy brothers who've gone through the Logan football program here. With me right now is one of his brothers, Vince Amy. He's on the practice squad for the Oakland Raiders. Vince, thanks for joining us. Can you tell me, how is it playing with the Raiders?
Oh, it's fun, exciting. I'm a hometown boy playing with the Raiders, Ooh, and that's my little brother getting tackled right now, but it's fun, exciting. I'm just right now I'm on a practice squad, waiting in the wings, but I can't wait to get out there and play. So hopefully, sometime this near future, I'll be out there representing the Oakland Raiders.
Vince, how do you feel about watching your brother out there?
Oh, it's exciting. Charles, he already played in the program. Now it's Otis' turn to come to the program. He's doing real good. It's exciting, and I'm happy for him. He's doing good.
Thank you so much for joining us, Vince. Back to you, Dennis.
Lila, thanks a lot. And Vince could say, hey, I had nothing to do with that game last week. My prints weren't on that thing. I was on the practice squad. I think they could have used him. Humphrey Garrett back deep to receive. He'll get the kick from Brian Williams, kicking from his own end zone. So Skyline with a chance to really pour it on here.
It's away.
Oh, he just got it away. Little bit of pressure there, and it bounces outside over the 40 to about the 41-yard line, where Skyline has good field position. They'll take over 1st and 10.
Then Trixner, you got on a 35 call. You got a block. Yeah, go. North. Go to Buck. Hey. If they come with trips against you, you got to check Nutty. Field 3 Nutty. Get a breather, Marquez. Get a breather.
Okay, 1st down and 10. Patrick Lane brings the troops up. He'll start with the backs in the I formation. Jason Walton is the fullback. Richard is the fullback. I'm sorry. They fake it to Walton. Now looking down the middle. Oh, it's incomplete. Intended and dropped by Deontay Taylor, but Brad, it was right there. He had it. Oh.
Yeah, you won't see that too often. Taylor letting one get through his hands. Lane.
Markel Turner, defensive coverage.
Good play action. Lane has his choice here. He's got Coleman, if you'll see on top of your screen, running 3. And Taylor, who's been his favorite target. He went to Taylor here and just got through his hands. That's a big play gone south for the Titans.
A lot of time on those slants, Brad. Maybe the defender, Markel's, yelling something out, and that's disconcerting pass pattern. I know from all my experience. 2nd down, and they hand it off. This is the big running back, Jason Walton, and he gets maybe a yard on the play. He's tackled there by Patrick Goodwin and John Hernandez. Well, another big 3rd down play for James Logan. 4 minutes left. They trail 13-0. This could be 2-down territory, but of course it's 3rd and long, so a lot depends on what happens on this next play.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I think you pin him. You pin him with the punt. Once you pick up the 1st down here, it gets awfully close. Maybe a 4th and 1 or 2 situation.
Pass, Jeremy.
Okay, Lane on 3rd and long. Receivers left to the and right. Fakes the handoff to Walton, throws over the middle, and it's complete. The number 46 out of the backfield, Coleman, and we got a outside at the 20-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
They might have another ineligible downfield.
Ineligible downfield against Skyline.
Bring it back.
So Sandoval finally forced him out of bounds.
Illegal receiver.
Yeah, here's the throw. They got the drag route again. Coleman, it's not the first time they've run it, but I think Dan Block was uncovered. He came up field as the center. And when you cross that line of scrimmage as an offensive lineman and you throw that football, it's an automatic penalty.
Yep, and so just as Logan had a big play called back on third down, so does Skyline. So they will now have third down and about 15 yards to go.
I come back with the same play. The drag route has been open for Coleman.
Now they go with a single back set. That's Terrell Taylor. And they hand it off to Taylor. And he gets off left tackle. And he gets maybe 5 yards on the play, but it'll bring up 4th down and 9. He's brought down by Dominic Newton and Reyes Rodriguez defensively for James Logan.
A little surprised by that. They've had such great protection on their offensive front. They've given the lane plenty of time. Why not in 3rd 15 situation? Let him get back there, pick out a receiver. Instead, they play a safety route, run the ball. Now they're going to punt and try to keep James Logan back deep in their territory. Let's see if Paiso makes the catch on this punt, though.
Thank you. Polito will punt the ball away. J. Ryan Paiso. Brad referred to Paiso, let it drop last time.
It's away.
Let this one go. Oh, that's a good call.
And this time he makes the catch at about the 11-yard line, where James Logan will try and mount something offensively. They've been unable to do so. And let's go downstairs to Leela.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Well, I'm down here right now with what's called the Moms Club for Logan High School. With me right now is one of the founding members of this club. Coach Fromson tells me this is the heart and soul of the team. These moms here help out from everything from cooking team dinners to helping with all the fundraising. Now, Eileen Garcia is here with me now. Can you tell me, why do you do all this?
Because it adds an added dimension to the football program. We provide events for the boys to come together off the football field in a social environment and help build the team.
Now, surprisingly enough, a lot of the moms, in fact, 50% of the moms don't even have sons that are on the team right now. In fact, Eileen here, her son graduated 8 years ago. So why are you still doing this?
Because it's fun, and I think it's important. And you start out with some Logan pride, and it's hard to not do this anymore.
Great. Well, keep having fun and encouraging and supporting the team. Thank you so much, Eileen. Back to you, Dennis.
Okay, Leela, thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of Logan pride on that play. John Nord took it out of the backfield, picked up a good gain, first down at about the 28-yard line. Amy's going to pass the ball. He airs it out. And let's see if they throw the flag. It was intended out there for Eugene Brooks. Dominic Shaw on the coverage, and Brooks ran into Shaw's backside. Not enough for the referees to throw a flag on that one. Now, on that particular play, Brad, can you say that the defender impeded the progress of the receiver?
It came up both ways, but that ball was so far ahead of both the receiver and the defensive back, I think that was a good no call.
John Beam, hoping his defense can hold.
Going out at number 2, and the corner should have backed off, right?
1:45, third quarter, second down, and they try and get a hole, pick up about 4 yards up the middle. Oh, the football! It's picked up by Skyline. This is David Bush. He's going to go into the end zone. Stripped by Jamal Jones, and unbelievably, the third defensive touchdown for Skyline. Man, if you're James Logan, it can't get any worse than this.
You just hate to see that as a running back. John Nord working hard to make some extra yardage after a run. How many times do you see it when they're working that hard? Extra effort, the ball comes loose, and fortunately for Skyline, David Bush was there to pick it up and score the third defensive touchdown for the Titans.
Stay alive is what the scoreboard reads. Pretty tough. 3 defensive touchdowns. Polito to kick. Placed down. It's up. It is good. And with 1:34 left to go in the third quarter, that might have been the first nail in the coffin, even though it's the third quarter now 20-0. But Skyline's defense is just a big play defense. And you heard Leela talking with John Beam at the half, and she asked him about his offense, unable to really move the ball. And he goes, hey, our defense is our offense, and that has proved to be the case.
Yeah, that offense scored again. We got the Titan defense with 20 points already, and it's never too late, I don't think, but it's certainly going to change the defensive philosophy as far as Skyline comes. They're not going to throw as many blitzes, so the opportunity to hit that big slant play or that big shot up the middle is limited now. They're going to go back to a more bend, don't break defense, and that'll limit some of those big play capabilities that Logan had entering the game.
See some of the hills in the background here at Union City. On a beautiful, beautiful evening. We're glad you can join us here on Bay TV for Friday Night Football. Second of 11 game schedule here on the dock of the Bay. Deshaun Dixon and Markel Turner back deep to receive for Reardon. Polito will kick it off. Their second year of high school football on Bay TV. Really thrilled to bring it to you. Reardon.
Got to get on that.
James Logan will take the ball at the 22, and some running room this time. And it's good go. This is Markel Turner. The 40, the 30, the 20, cuts inside, the 10. Touchdown, James Logan.
Oh, my.
76-yard play. And this has been a game of big plays, and hold on, he may have stepped out of bounds on the way to the end zone. I think he did. At the 30-yard line now, they're saying he stepped out.
Well, if he did so, you got to credit number 22, Roger Porter of Skyline. Here, that's a live ball. You got to get on that. Fortunately, he does catch it on the bounce, and watch Porter burn right there. That is some speed. If he's not out there, that's a straight waltz into the end zone for Turner. He makes him cut back in and steps out of the bounce right there as he planted that outside foot to get back inside. So,
wow, let's see if you guys can show that again. I want to see where he stepped out of bounds. First down 10 yards ago, back to the I formation. And they hand it off to the running back, and losing a yard on that play and not getting a whole lot.
See it again here as he's cutting in, planting that outside foot to get back inside, and right there, I think the ref was all over that.
Yeah, good directing by Fred Bushard and our replay crew back there.
Yeah, if he doesn't have to think about cutting back inside, he's right down the sideline.
And, of course, our producer, Greg Byron Productions, presents. Back to the I formation, second down, 11 yards to go. Receivers to the left and to the right. Amy hands it off. Now to the fullback up the middle for maybe a yard. Craig Roney. Actually, that was John Nord, the ball carrier. Jamal Jones in on the stop, along with Humphrey Garrett.
Neil Frompson doing all he can to quiet down this pep band that return liven them up. But on offense, you want it quiet so your fellows can hear the snap signals from the plays.
Nord remains in the ball game. He does a lot of changing, like you said, Brad, to keep players fresh, does Neil Frompson. This could be the last play of the third quarter, and it's a big one, third down. It's the option play. This time he's got a lot of room, throws it off at the last second, and bounces out of bounds. And Martin Ivy in on the stop that time, kept the ball a little bit longer on the option. And it looks like they want to kick a field goal with 1 second left in the third quarter.
Vandenell and Nord of the wings. Vandenell, Roney's out. Field goal.
You think he wants to kick a field goal, Brad?
I think he wants the field goal unit out there right now.
Brian Williams is going to attempt a long one here. It's got to be what? 40 plus. A 41-yard kick.
46.
46. Place down. Williams comes up. It's long enough.
Whoa,
it is. Oh, no good. Just to the left. But he did have the distance. So 20-0, and they are turned away. And I guess Neil Frompson there, Brad, is just trying to get some points on the board. And with a look at the scoreboard, we are through 3 here at Union City. It is Skyline 20, James Logan nothing. We're back in a moment.
This is Leila Feinstein down on the sidelines. Now, we're here with a group of guys that have a lot of spirit. I'm here right now with Michael Barnicat, a senior at Logan. Now, Michael, can you tell me, you guys are down 20-0, but it seems like you guys are still having a lot of spirit.
Yeah, because we're just out here to support our team.
Now, what makes you feel the necessity to take your shirts off and paint your bodies?
We're from Logan Water Polo, and we just want to support our football team. Yeah, go Logan!
Yeah, you think those guys would have been doing that at Kezar Stadium last week? I don't think so.
I don't know. They seem pretty crazy to me. I think they might have tried it. Here we go. Patrick Lane going deep. Overthrowing his receiver and almost coming up with the big play is Brian Bowman.
Yeah, that would have been a nice turnover for James Logan. Now, on that field goal attempt, Brad, I don't know, 20-0. I guess he's just trying to get something, huh?
Well, it makes sense. You know, you try to get something out of it. You got positive field position. You kick it. If you get it in the end zone in high school, it automatically comes to the 20-yard line, so you're actually getting some it's like a punt if you punt it in the end zone. So you get some field position that way. But certainly if you score 3, you're still down 17. You need 3 more scores.
Tell you what, Patrick Lane's got an arm. Oh, a collision in the backfield. And Lane ran into his running back. Libra handed it out to fullback and only picked up a couple of yards after running into his quarterback. Jeremy Wright making the stop. It was Garrett, the ball carrier.
Garrett, the ball carrier, and Patrick Lane, the quarterback on the tackle almost.
He gets an assist. Well, 3rd down and 9 yards to go. And I was saying this all night, but another big play for the James Logan defense.
Probably keep it on the ground here, keep that clock moving, and punt it over.
No, I predict he's going to pass it out to Deontay Taylor. Back to pass. Looking close to the screen pass, and this is complete out of the backfield, and this is Taylor, and he picks up the 1st down across the 30 to the 35-yard line, tackled by Rodriguez and Bowman. So a big 3rd down conversion for Skyline.
Good smart call there. It's a safe pass. You bring that screen. It's just a drop off to Garrett, your running back. Let him pick his way behind some offensive linemen. Pick up the 1st down.
Somebody get me a shot of Merv Harris. He set up our schedule, helped us do it. Shut out last week, got a shutout this week. Need some ratings. Backs in the I formation now. 1st down and 10. Hands it off. This is Wolf. Gets off right tackle. Gets near the 40-yard line. Clint Trixler makes the stop. That was Garrett again on the carry, actually, and he picks up almost 5 yards.
Look at the job the offensive line's doing here. You bring a counter play. We're pulling guard. He goes outside of it, still finds room. I don't know how that happens. I mean, that's dominating offensive line play when you run a trap play and the guy still bounces outside of it and still gains yards.
Garrett now in at the tailback position. Reverse, and here's the reverse play. And he's got cuts inside and gets near the 1st down, but we got a flag on the play. Jeremy Wright came in to make the tackle, and holding, and another drive could be stalled. Go back 10 yards.
He is beside himself over there, John Beam is. This is far too many penalties. You expect them in the 1st game, but when you get holding penalties, big penalties that ruin your drives, it's got to be frustrating.
They've run too many reverses. Guard.
Skyline, still 2nd down.
John Beam, you know, Brad, he gets $1,800. That's the size of his football budget. Not a lot of money to work with, but yet they put out a superior product year in and year out.
Yeah, I understand he's only got 5 coaches for both varsity and JV, so it's a lot of difficult work for him to communicate what he wants done to these kids, which is 5 people.
Garrett breaking tackles left and right and getting near a 1st down. He needed about 15 to get it, and he took about 3 tacklers with him before he was finally dragged down by Dominic Newton and Patrick Goodwin.
OT here, counter tray, and Garrett's looking like Mike Garrett, the Heisman Trophy winner at USC with this run, shedding tacklers, eluding them, running over them, getting up close to that. He did get the 1st down, so that is just tremendous running there by the young man.
First down and 10 yards to go. Under 10 minutes left, and now they're just working on the clock. This is Walton, and he's tackled in the backfield, thrown for a loss there by Patrick Goodwin. Goodwin at 5'8", 180 pounds, the senior linebacker, is starting to make his presence felt. He's had a pretty good ball game.
That's a lot of work for a 5'8", 180-pounder to bring down the 210 Walton, but Goodwin does it here. And that's a big play now. They've got to start thinking, hurry up here, 4th quarter. We're down 3 scores. We got to put a stop to this drive.
2nd down, 14 yards to go. Let's see if they keep working on that clock. Lane has time. He looks. He throws. It's completed. Lyle Coleman all the way down to the 32-yard line. Clint Trixner and Deshaun Dixon finally making the tackle. But that one hurts. That's a killer, Brad. They had him. They had a chance to get the football back and then give up the big one.
Well, it's not a play we haven't seen before. We're dragging Coleman all the way from the right side to the left on your screen, and he's wide open, getting behind that secondary between the deep man and the linebackers. There's a big hole in there, and he's found it consistently tonight.
First down and 10. Hands it off. This is David Bush, and Bush with some running room off left tackle. Tony Sandoval finally forces him out of bounds, but not before he picks up about 9 yards on the play.
Well, here we get the replay, and Logan's starting to bring people. There's an overrun by Jeremy Wright, the outside linebacker from the outside. Bush is inside out, getting big yardage now. When you get a blitzing defense, if you're able to create any kind of seam, the running back is going to get into that secondary and make big plays.
Backs is split. Bush nearest your camera. They fake on a reverse direction play, and they give it finally tackled there by Dominic Newton.
I think we're seeing here now is what Leela talked about in the opening. The big offensive line of Skyline starting to dominate now. We're seeing good chunks of yardage on the ground game, and that's what you need in the fourth quarter when you have a lead. You want to run that ball, keep that clock moving. If an incomplete pass stops the clock, here you're able to run the ball, you utilize the whole 40 seconds, and you got to attribute it to that offensive line.
Yeah, this is a great drive, using up an awful lot of the clock, Brad, and I don't know, it looks like the James Logan defense starting to lose a little steam now. And this time the reverse direction lane holds on, and the ball throws. Oh, a beautiful pass over the middle down to the 1 yard line. Dante Taylor, Deshaun Dixon making the stop, but he has been the go-to guy for Patrick Lane.
A little bootleg action here. You fake the run, you bootleg your quarterback out. You have your chance to throw to Walton in the flat. He's covered. You look for your secondary receiver. Taylor coming over on the drag, making the catch, getting close to that touchdown. Good heads-up play by Patrick Lane.
So it'll be first and goal. They bring in the big man, Walton, who is kind of the bull rusher, if you will, from the 1 yard line. It goes to Walton, straight up the middle. Did he get in?
No.
No, he did not. It'll be second down, just outside the goal line. Good hit by Clint Trixner, 5'9", 195-pound senior linebacker for James Logan. Lane talking it over. You might as well keep it on the ground. You're accomplishing two things. You're trying to push it in, and then at the same time, see Lane's numbers, but I don't think he's going to pass here. Same time, you chew up a little bit of the clock.
Chew up the clock if you don't make it, and it's a safe play. You just turn around, hand it off to your big back, and let him run behind that huge offensive line.
Lane on the sneak, and he got in for the touchdown.
Or you keep it yourself and go behind that big offensive line.
And that's what he did. So 6:20 left to go, and that's it. I mean, it's 26-0 now. They'll tack on another one. Polito will, well, now Lane is coming back into the game, so I guess they're going to go for two. Practice for that two-point offense, I suppose. Probably not too happy, I guess, if you're Neil Thompson, to watch your team try and go for 2 points. Lane to pass, tosses it up there. Dominic, incomplete. He dropped the ball. Dominic Shaw had it there, couldn't quite come down with it. That is the first offensive score, despite that incompletion on the extra point conversion. First offensive score, Brad, for the offense for Skyline.
Yeah, it's amazing you put up 26 points, but only one as an offensive score.
6:20 left to go in the ball game. Look at the scoreboard. Shows Skyline 26, James Logan, nothing. Welcome back, everybody, to Union City. We're not a fun game, I guess, if you're James Logan right now. They're just they're struggling quite a bit as Markel Turner and Deshaun Dixon will be back deep to receive. And you talk about need a little magic. They're going to need a little magic right here. It's time to break something.
Well, they got a guy who almost did last time, Markel Turner, back there. So you never know, but we'll just see what happens. This Skyline team is really impressed with tonight. Oh, my.
Oh, when it rains, it pours. Skyline has recovered the football. Devon Harding comes up with it on special teams. Oh, that's a killer. And, you know, let's go downstairs. Leila Feinstein. Leila is with one of the great prep writers in the history of the Bay Area. Leila, I want to know one thing. This man helped us with our schedule. I want to know when we're going to have a competitive football game.
Dennis is asking you, when are we going to have a competitive football game to watch?
Not next week.
Okay, besides De La Salle and, of course, Skyline, who are the teams that we should be watching out for?
Well, I think Marin Catholic is going to have a good season up in Kentfield. I think they're pretty good. Of course, St. Francis of Mountain View. Every year they're a very, very fine team. Bellarmine in San Jose is going to be very good. And other than that, there are maybe 20, 25 teams that might emerge. I think it'll be very competitive. We'll have our usual number of individual stars. Which teams are outstanding, we still have to learn.
Merv, I understand you've been in this for about 23 years. Are you still having fun?
It's fun when I get to be interviewed by such a charming young lady.
Well, isn't that sweet? Back to you, Dennis.
All right, Leila, thank you very much. And, you know, Merv really is. I mean, he's a guy that we're able to call at home, and this is only my second year of high school football, but he is Mr. Infrastructure, I think, of high school sports in the Bay Area, and he's really assists us a lot in anything from stats to coaches' home phone numbers. So,
and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does, Brad. I mean, if we're kind of confused, we ask Merv, and he's always got the answer.
Encyclopedia Bay Area sports.
You got it. It's a handoff up to the running back. They faked it on the outside to Terrell Taylor and just threw it up the middle. Actually, Richard Leba hasn't gotten a lot of carries. Tackled there by Patrick Goodman. We're under 6 minutes to go. Yes, indeed. De La Salle and Bakersfield next week. And you kind of heard what Merv had to say about that one, too. He does not expect a close one. We could have our third consecutive shutout.
Well, that was one of the games everybody was pointing to. Bakersfield, a good program. Thought they might give him a shot at breaking that streak.
And into the outside. Terrell Taylor. And he is inside, or are they only going to mark it about the 6-yard line, it looks like. And that's going to be very close to a first down. Newton and Sandoval make the stop.
Go back to the running game, a little cross action. Leba going one way, Taylor coming the other, getting the ball, trying to get outside. And a pretty good job there, stopping that first down. You don't like to see your secondary making too many tackles, and Logan has made far too many tonight.
Josh Schilling, big number 72, 6'2", 200-pound senior.
Looks like we're going to get a measurement. What do you think, Dennis? Did you get it or not?
Well, I think he's got it. Of course, I think I've been wrong in every one of my predictions so far. After you watch the Niners play on Monday night, remember to hear what the coaches have to say about it Tuesday and get your chance to question the calls. Join me, 49er Chalk Talk. It's Tuesday at noon on Bay TV, the 49ers at Washington on Monday night. But again, that's Mariucci's live press conference. We'll take your phone calls. I will pontificate about why the 49ers are doing it right and why the greatness of the Raiders just continue to struggle.
Not a Raider fan, huh?
No, well, you know, I just can't figure it out sometimes why. I say the PSLs get rid of, give the people the money back, put fans in the seats, lower the ticket prices, and let's get busy. First and goal, Lane, the pass, and he throws out there, looking for Shaw, they leap up, did he get it?
He got this one.
Yes, touchdown, Skyline, Deshaun Dixon on the coverage. That was just, you know, they throw up there, and who comes down with it?
That's great execution at the old alley-oop pass there to Dominic Shaw. Starting point guard for the team. He's got great leaps, great speed, and showing great athletic ability to grab the ball. It's not enough just to be a high jumper here. You've got to have that hand-eye coordination to come down with this ball also while somebody's trying to knock it out of there and defend against it. So.
And I'll just ask you, Brad, because I know when at the time you were playing for Chicago, you guys had a pretty dominant team, and you were in situations where you guys could run up the score, and I'm not accusing anybody of that, but what's the point of putting the ball in the end zone when you're up by this amount?
Well, you're 5 yards away. You have your choice. You know, it's like do you want to die by the pass or die by the run. And right now, you haven't done much offensively for Skyline. You got to execute these plays to be successful later on in the season.
All right, 5:17 left to go in the ball game, and it's Skyline 33, James Logan nothing. Back after a quick timeout.
Yeah, you come into a game, you score 3 defensive touchdowns. This is your second offensive touchdown. You got to execute that play later on to remain undefeated like they want to be.
Sean Dixon took a crushing hit.
Good job.
Devon Harding and Humphrey Garrett making the crushing hit on that one.
Looks like Frank Santos will come in and run this offense.
So I got to change a quarterback. Probably just an experience thing, and why not? Otis Amy unable to move the team. You can't put it all on the quarterback's shoulders. Always put the finger on someone. That's in the eye as they hand the ball off straight up the middle. Pick him up about 2 yards on the play. And 5:03. Let's see exactly what they want to do the rest of the game. That was Roney, the ball carrier.
It's a good opportunity to get Santos some reps. You know, Otis Amy, it definitely doesn't fall upon his shoulders the reason why they didn't get anything done offensively. It's a collective effort here, but if something were to happen, God forbid to Otis, that Frank Santos got to come in and run this offense, and it's a good opportunity to get him some reps.
Santos throws it out in the option, and hit hard. It was Martin, Ivy, and Maurice Sapp in there to make the tackle. Man, they've had some hard hits Ivy has back there.
They sure are coming up and sticking. Again, I think you might have seen number 3, David Bush, in on the tackle. And again, a free safety coming up that aggressively. Teams are going to scout that, and they're going to make sure that if he does come up against them, that they've got to have something planned to get behind him in the pass route.
3rd down and 9 yards to go. I want to thank the gentlemen up here in the booth that have made this an enjoyable game to call. Our spotter, Charlton Curry, and our statistician, Rich Cellini. And, of course, Gardner Getz, who is our stage manager up here. As I guess you have to call this garbage time, even on the dock of the bay. Devon Harding makes the stop for Skyline. There are the two guys, these two guys right here, Rich and Charlton. They've done a great job for us. So thanks you guys for coming on out here. Hey, and you got to admit, it's a beautiful evening. I keep saying, man, at the Kezar Stadium last week, we're all freezing. Next week at De La Salle High School, I am told by Brad Muster here, who was calling the games last year, that they've got a very small booth at Concord De La Salle High School next year, so we're going to be fighting for position.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of togetherness next year.
There it is, the biggest rivalries, the brightest new stars. It's happening in local high school sports. It's happening on the Chronicle and Examiner's High School Sports Show. Premiering tomorrow morning at 11:30 on Bay TV. Will Selva, who kind of walks around the Bay TV newsroom like people care about who he is anchoring that show along with Malou Nubla. And Malou, who you see on the mornings on Channel 4 and, of course, anchors Bay TV, has decided to go onto the sports side. And Malou could basically, I think, at this point in her career, if she really wanted Gary Radich's job, with her look, she just has to say, Gary, slide over, it's my turn. And Gary would have to be happy with KNBR 68, the sports league. 33-0. It has been all Skyline, start to finish. The defense really kind of set everything up. And now they're going to get the ball back. Humphrey Garrett is the deep man.
Dennis,
Eugene Jones in front of him.
Getting back to Gary, didn't I see a big billboard of him as I drove down the...
I mean, is that the ugliest picture you've ever seen? I mean,
he's everywhere.
It was. He is everywhere. He is the king. No doubt about it. And Gary's the type that if he sees his billboard, you know, his first billboard he got was near the Bay Bridge, entrance to the Bay Bridge. They down at about the 49. And Brian Ronquillo makes it down. So they put up Gary's billboard just before you get on the Bay Bridge. And he tells me one day, he goes, yeah, then I got to admit, I drove up and down the Bay Bridge 10 times just to look at my picture. And that's a true story.
I think he would have enough to buy a camcorder, maybe just tape it the first time and go home and watch it on VCR then. Save a few bucks, huh?
There's a joke in the sports department that as well as Gary's has done, and as much as he makes, you think he'd every once in a while buy us a VCR for a present or something that help him out. A lot of running room, and look at Richard Leba go all the way down the right sideline inside the 25 before Bryant Bowman made the touchdown saving tackle out of bounds.
They're throwing a bone to Leba here. He's done all the hard work as a fullback, blocking, making holes for Walton, Taylor, and the crew. Here he lines up at the tailback position. He gets the rock, and he takes off with it. Might be a future in the little farther backfield for this young man.
Oh, look at that Logan. Man, they're cooking now. I'll tell you what, they may be down 33-0, but they continue to pour it on. A 275-member band. That's an AI formation. Hand it off. And this is Bush. Bush is inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. Now 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Nick Willigas and Gabe Bundanell make the stop.
Humphrey Garrett now getting some reps at quarterback. He's done a pretty good job running the football here. Now he's taking the snaps. So, you know, when you got athletes, you can play them at different positions. Quarterback, one of the toughest around or mentally. And here Garrett's running the offense now.
Yeah, and 3 great runners there too, Brad. Garrett does hand the ball off, and David Bush will pick up a couple of more yards and get close to a first down. Oh, Richard Leba, I apologize.
It's a little winded here. He'll come out of the game. It's always nice as a running back. You do that hard work as a fullback. You're blocking for your running mate. It's always nice to get the ball and do a little something with it on your own there.
There he is. Patrick Lane had a pretty good ball game tonight. Clint Trixler had some big hits for James Logan. Make the handoff. Garrett's got some running room. Only one man to beat. Tries to get to the outside. That could be a clip. They don't call it. Yes, they do. It's a touchdown, but that one's coming back. That was clearly a clip. Hit him in the back. Eugene Jones.
Flipping against White. Come to flag, 15 yards.
Here we'll see just token fake here. Garrett's coming out, and he is, as we mentioned, a running back. You've seen him all game long. Trying to set up that outside block, but there is
Skyline.
Back, all right?
Yeah, so
still third down.
Eugene Jones make that clip in the back, bring it back.
You try to make it look unintentional with those arms up, but anytime you knock a guy over, you don't necessarily have to push him. You give him a little belly bump there, right in the back, and dropped him. So good call by the officials right on top of the play.
That'll be third down, and call it 11 yards to go for John Beam and his Skyline Titans, who lead 33-0. Under 2 minutes left to go here on Bay TV's Friday Night Football. Garrett fumbles the football on the line of scrimmage, gets it back, falls on it. So it'll bring up fourth down. And what the heck? Why don't we see if Polito can kick one from about 30 plus. Nine of 18, 116 yards and a touchdown for Patrick Lane, and you had to be impressed with the amount of time he had to throw the ball. And it looks like a guy with a lot of poise, Brad.
Yeah, he got a lot of help from his O-line, and converted last year. He was a receiver. This year he comes in a quarterback, and he's done an excellent job.
43-yard attempt for Polito. It's placed down, and that just wasn't a good set. Eugene Brooks putting the pressure on in there, but the snap from the line, they just didn't have enough time to place the ball down on the artificial turf. So one of the few things that Skyline has done wrong, penalties aside, of course. This is something I think the Titans can work on. They have committed a lot of penalties. Both teams, in fact. So 1 minute left.
Yeah, huge amounts, and they were drive killers too. You get a big play, and it's brought back by a holding or a blocking downfield, or a legal block downfield, or a lineman downfield, and they weren't necessarily the offside penalties, but they were the more aggressive holding and big yard penalties that they've got to correct.
Junior quarterback Santos throws it over the middle, and that is complete to Romeo Marquez, and he gets across the 35-yard line. Phil Grace makes the tackle. Clock running with 50 seconds left to go now. Don't forget, we got our little high school post-game show coming up after this one. Update you on some scores and what's going around in the world of sports. James Logan apparently content to just let the clock run out on this one and put it to bed. So they've got their work cut out for them. Booker and Sapp make the tackle for Skyline. And, well, Neil Fromson, I got to admit, did sound a little down when we were with him at practice, and obviously had reason to be. You look at this ball game, Skyline defensively, I think, set the tone for this one from the beginning. So this will be the last play of the ball game. They do get it off, run it up and that is all she wrote. So it comes to a merciful end here on the field at James Logan High School. There's a flag, but I think the clock ran out. That could be unsportsmanlike conduct with no time left on the clock. I'm not sure why they would. Let's hear what they have to say.
I'd say pack it up.
So we've got as a face mask against the defense. That's going to be the end of the game, guys. We're just going to take call off right now.
Good call.
We'll take care of 71. Okay? The game is over.
Well, that's kind of the way this game should have ended, Brad. A lot of penalties. A lot of mistakes by both teams, and saw some pretty good defensive football on the part of Skyline. Let's take a timeout, and we'll come back and wrap it up here on Bay TV. Once again, the final score, Skyline 33, James Logan, nothing. We're back in a moment. Buddy, to James Logan High School, there you see the final score, 33-0. 33-0, the final score here at James Logan High School. The Skyline Titans make it 21 straight victories, second in the Bay Area to De La Salle, playing tonight at Grass Valley against Nevada Union High School. They're trying to make their 77th straight win, and they, of course, will be back on Bay TV next week against Bakersfield. As you see, a very jovial football team for Skyline celebrating on the field, and that is Neil Fromson. And now time for the McDonald's play of the game, and it's pretty obvious what this one would be. You take a look at the way the defense played all day.
It's that interception return for a touchdown right off the bat, first opening drive. Dominic Shaw stepping in, making the interception, and leading what would be 3 defensive scores for the Titans.
Okay, so once again, the final score 33-0 as we'll do a little quick post-game wrap, right? You want to always know what happened in the case of the Sammy Sosa, don't you?
Yeah, did he hit one?
As a matter of fact, Sammy Sosa did.
Oh, right, Sammy.
Mark McGuire did not hit a home run tonight. However, Sammy Sosa did. McGuire was just 1 for 4. Sosa did hit a home run. Cubs versus Brewers. So in a 13-11 ball game, there goes Sammy, number 59. Now it's 142 runs batted in. However, the Brewers win it 13-11. And that was big if you were a Giants fan, because it meant the Giants had a chance to gain a little ground in that wild card chase. The Giants in action right now against Arizona. Todd Helton single off Oral Hershiser, goes into shallow right field. Run comes in to score, and Arizona takes a 1-0 lead. But the Giants offense got cooking. This is Charlie Hayes way back against Colorado. And that ball is gone. So Hayes hits the home run, puts the Giants in front 2-1, and then Ellis Burks, the line drive base hit against the Rockies. Another run will come in to score, and the Giants take a 3-1 lead. And then the line drive to center field, Niffy Perez, and that ball drops for a base hit. A run scores. It is 4-2. It is right now 6-4. that game in the 7th inning. Let's now go downstairs to Leila Feinstein, wrapping it up on the field.
Thank you very much, Dennis. I'm here right now with Omar Nazel. Now, can you please tell me, Omar, did you get a thrill out there rushing the quarterback?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing like rushing the quarterback. Me, myself, I don't necessarily like touchdowns. I just like, sacks and action. I mean, that's just my style.
Now, what teams are trying to recruit you?
Well, right now, I think I would say that Washington University, Ohio State, Arizona State, and Nebraska, Cal, the list goes on, but I don't really want to talk about myself because, the team won the game and the team made me, so, I just give all honors to the team.
Do you think you guys are going to win another Silver Bowl this year?
Oh, well, personally, I mean, I don't want to make anybody mad out there, but yes, I do, and I mean, if that rubs somebody's feathers a little wrong way, well, we are the champions, so, take it up to Skyline.
Thanks a lot very much, Omar. Nice game. Back to you, Dennis.
Okay, Leila, great job. Just as last week, you did a real good job tonight. We appreciate that very much. I know a lot of people are concerned about that game, Nevada Union and De La Salle, taking place tonight in Grass Valley. And there it is in the second quarter. That's the latest score we got. De La Salle obviously on its way to its 77th straight victory, leading 27-0 right now over Nevada Union Bruins. So obviously we know the conclusion of that one. Leila, you know what? Thing about Leila, she just can't get enough FaceTime. Leila, what do you have down there now?
Hey, I can't help it. All these guys, they just want to talk to me. I guess that's what it is, huh, Dominic? All right. Well, I'm here with Dominic Shaw right now. Now, I understand, Dominic, you play both offense and defense. Do you have a preference?
No, I just try to help the team win as only thing I can do, whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams. So by any means necessary, I try to help this team win.
Right. You did a good job tonight. Now tell me about those interceptions tonight.
The first interception was after the third play. I read the quarterback's three-step drop, and I just broke into the ball, and I scored. And the second interception was the same thing. He ran a slant, and I just jumped to the spot before he did. I just picked it off, tried to run it in, but obviously I got tackled.
Dominic, are you looking forward to playing college ball?
Yeah, I am, because it's another challenge, just like at Skyline when I first came up there, and they wanted me to play defensive back. And it was a challenge to me, and I'm taking the challenge as, I don't know, I just can't wait.
All right, well, thank you very much, Dominic. Nice game. Back to you, Dennis.
Nah, I bet you she gets somebody else. I need more FaceTime. Leila down on the field. Real quickly, here's what's coming up next week on Bay TV. Friday Night Football, Bakersfield at De La Salle. And again, they'll be going for their 78th straight win. That'll be exclusively on Friday Night Football here on Bay TV. Tomorrow, Nebraska at California. Nebraska number 4. Boy, the Bears are going to have their hands full with that one, Brad. Real quickly, Nebraska, out of the running that wing offense, that's not going to be much of a ball game, huh?
Well, Nebraska's just a premier college football team. I give Cal credit for putting them on the schedule and bringing them in. Maybe they'll bring some fans out there to Berkeley Stadium, but it'll be an uphill battle for
that's what I like about Brad is he was very diplomatic. You're a Stanford man. I gave you an open door to just take a shot, and you didn't.
Well, they've taken so much punishment over the years. I feel a little sorry for that Golden Bear.
Nothing but class. Nothing but class. All right, Brad, thanks a lot. That is our second game here on Bay TV. Once again, the final score, Skyline 33, James Logan, nothing. That is Friday Night Football. Thanks to all our crew in the truck, everybody upstairs. We'll see you next Friday night, Bakersfield at De La Salle. Good night, everybody.